10 seconds remaining.
Something dire this way.
5 seconds remaining.
Reap your harvest and protect your soul.
Dire team ban. Alliances turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Alliances turn to ban. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Alliances turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Warlock.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Alliances turn to pick. Dire team pick. Spectre. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
Elder Titan.
Alliances turn to ban. Dire team ban. Alliances turn to ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Alliances turn to pick.
I speak for the trees.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Storm
You may now select your heroes.
Just as I envisaged.
Well, let's just say we might be taking a trip down memory lane with the Spectre coming in with the Warlock. It's been a long time since this has been in the meta. Is this a new meta-breaking pair for the maybe last or second last day of the patch? Who knows when the patch is going to drop, Tigo?
Hopefully, as soon as Division 1 ends and the trophy is lifted, you know, in their hearts, patch drops. 100% that's what's needed, personally, because, oh my, I want to see new things. I want to read a long patch note and just thoroughly enjoy it. But alas, we have a best of 5 first to look at. And we got, Alliance Live to Win. Game 3, the panel went in quite depth about the whole idea of the Spectre Warlock and how strong it is and the simplicity of the lineup. But I actually kind of like what Live to Win have to pressure this. The reason why it fell off is simply because it doesn't really have this
To my fiends.
early kind of existence in the game. Like, how do you really defend your tower? How do you enter that first big critical fight? And that's where Live to Win, they have this Fury and last pick once again. They have the Snapfire, the early damage. They're going to be able to collapse the map once again. And the question is, can Live to Win, are they the ones now kind of like following Alliance's suit in game 2? Can they actually take that early lead and end the game before the Spectre comes online? It's literally what this game's about now.
It's also going to be interesting in terms of pairs. We've seen Alliance go for these aggro tri-lanes and compete against Live to Win with their lanes. Now we're most likely going to be seeing the first actual duo lanes of this entire series. Most likely. Will not say it yet because there's still a chance, but you wouldn't love to leave or like to leave your Faceless Void alone, so he would have to be a part of that tri-lane. By the looks of it, he's sitting in top and he's going to have the Nature's Prophet as a friend. And also one thing inside of that was the Elder Titan. I remember Lacoste. He was really disappointed at the start of these playoffs when he saw that ET was not picked as a core. Now he finally gets it, and he wasn't so excited about it. I was like, has he given up hope on ET?
Maybe it's because it's like the Division 2 games. They're not as confident playing the ET offlane compared to Div 1, so he just didn't have faith in the division, maybe. But
might be. Waiting to hear what he thinks about it after this game. And of course, Afterlife on ET. Not a lot of players do play that offlane Elder Titan, so let's see if it pays off. IO ET as a lane. I have to say this is maybe a bit out of the blue for me. Not the traditional offlane.
Hold up. Immersion's never lost on IO. That's an important one. Will he be undefeated? Look at that, 100%. Stats don't lie, guys. We heard that before. Already win. Let's go to game 4.
Pretty crazy. And look, yeah, Nature's Prophet, 88% in 8 games. So JJ with our stats provided by SAP. So that is some really convincing statistics for Live to Win. Playing for a potential victory here, because this is a best of 5 with a 1-1 score. The next one is not the deciding one, but you would feel a whole lot more comfortable taking a victory from this game 3.
Yeah, for sure. But if we look at bot lane, though, I'd love the fact that Alliance, they swapped up their supports. You have to put this Lina in bot lane simply because the aggression that ET provides gets a cheeky kill too. You need to be able to stop him from getting the right clicks off. The LSA, you can prevent the aggression of the ET. If this Warlock was down here, he's a heal bot. He watches Spectre get punched and he can't do anything. So I like the fact they swapped up their supports.
There's a lot of prediction play when it comes to the Lina and lane, because we talked about LSA. You need to get those connections out, and it has that cast point, or cast delay, 0.5 seconds. If you allow the ET to come in and you're kind of juking around with the LSA, you might get hit in between. You might even miss the stun. But the more times you land the stun, actually, is when this Lina really, really kicks off in lane.
Yeah, it's
every stun counts.
Hit stun. Don't let Nika Baby take too much damage. Live life. Stop immersion. Oh, immersion being so annoying, actually. Oh, just blocking the pull camp in bot lane as well.
Yep.
Look, there's no pull. Like, the Lina can't do anything. She's now having to de-ward the pull camp. She's got no camp for another minute, and this just allows the ET to play strong.
55 damage comes in for the Elder Titan. Doesn't get the chance to dish any hits onto this Lina, though. Bullied out of this. CS Department once again. This is the 3rd game in a row. Alliance, all 3 cores having more CS in the early minutes against Live to Win.
This is important, especially for their lineup. They need to make sure that they get to level 6 and pretty much all heroes as quick as possible to offset that early aggression from Live to Win. When they start collapsing on towers with Snap with the damage plus the Fury for the tower damage, and suddenly, if Alliance are under-leveled on their supports, then it's going to be a very big issue. And that's why you see Alliance, they're always just playing dual lanes, they're sharing the XP, and they're not doing anything too sacrificial.
How does this top lane roll out, though? We've got, like, Nature's Prophet obviously just doing a lot of bullying work, keeping the Warlock Slardar pretty busy here.
Well, because Furin as a support with those trees and the Blightstone, he actually does a really good job at just zoning out what Solo wants to do in the lane, which is just non-stop right-click that void. So it's actually the Furion unlocks the void to have a somewhat comfortable lane. It's not going to be great, but it's still much better than it would be if he was like any other of the weaker supports, like an Oracle, for example.
And I really like the idea that Alliance did decide to swap the Lina and the Warlock, so it's not the Spectre Warlock.
Exactly.
And then you have like the Warlock and the Slardar. But yeah, just as mentioned about Soneko, FNG tanking through the damage, trying to get this hard camp pull, but then you have the Treants right next to him, so you get the connection, and then the Treants instantly block the pulling capability of this Warlock, so Beam gets a bit of an easier lane, not getting pulled by Alliance.
FN winning the 50-50 on mid. I think the 4-minute rune, this is something that we're gonna have to look at in the new patch. If the the Frog himself has a new idea about the runes, because some of these lanes, like one guy can win it, you miss out the rune, and suddenly he's completely back in. So it'd be interesting if there's future ideas around how to balance it. Especially, like, I think the best time was the whole bounty rune idea. Like, allow for the bottles to be refilled, just the other opponent gets like deactive, and that was quickly removed.
4-minute action rune is always a moment if support is allowed to rotate to mid to help out with that, and especially now with duo lanes, it's more likely to happen instead of the aggro tri lanes from our previous 2 games where it's just fight, fight, fight. Now that there's more roamability, more room on the map, it's nice to see that they are getting like the idea, okay, I can rotate to mid to help my mid player out.
Yeah, exactly that, and that is the key difference here. Because of the dual lanes, the map is a lot more open, and that even though it's open, that's difficult because Alliance, Lina, Warlock, these supports aren't going to suddenly make a big play onto mid, and then live to win an Io and then a Furion. The Furion, of course, can TP some of the trees and pressure with a catapult, but I think both of the teams actually are presenting a very static support duo in which they'll just exist within the side lane to try and get as much as possible.
Or really harassing Soneko here on top. 7 CS picked up so far.
Will he have more farm than Dream though? That's the question.
Yep. FN dropping very low as well. Limp has level 6 and he's gonna go for the, well, not dive, but at least bait out the cookie from Snaps. That's completely out of mana. Soul Ring and a Fairy Fire to fight Limp.
Look at Emergent's position and just south of this. He was waiting for Limp to try and fully commit, just so then he could have that 12-1 tether and then just bring it back in. Oh no, Limp! He loses out the 50-50 again. First an Arcane and then a DD. FN winning the Rune War.
Both supports rotating into mid, and Dream getting the chance to actually solo this lane in top and still be fine with it, which is, in my eyes, a little bit surprising that Dream can stay here alone against S4 and be fine as a support, so helping out mid. Both of them in.
Well, this is then kind of the negative consequence of the Warlock and the offlane. Because if this was a Lina Slardar, the Void has instant pressure. But when the Furion leaves, because of the Warlock, the Void's like, alright, cool. I'm just playing against one hero. He can still farm, exist. He also has level advantage, which helps out. FN TPing top though. This is going to be a catapult wave pressure, try and utilize the Monomer Kisses. And I think this is the key thing we need to talk about is the Alliance. Like, they have no tower defense. Like, this is the big weakness and why this Fury pick is so good. And yeah,
this Kisses with the cookie stun. Slardar taking a decent amount of damage. The slows are there, but very good jukes from S4. And he actually lives through the Mortimer's Kisses. However, this is still going to be a tower taken down 7 minutes in, unless Alliance.
Big deny. Go on FNG, you got this, brother. Come on.
Can he get it? Oh, tries it. Oh,
no one gets it.
It's a valiant effort, but the first tower kill does go down to Live to Win.
And this is where Live to Win can identify the weakness in Alliance's draft. And if they continue doing this every time Snapfire has ult, they can clear away the defenders, pressure the tower with a catapult plus Furion, and then suddenly you're having that map control. You're taking away the early pressure. And we've seen, like, this off-lane tower, it's so critical for raiding to be able to contest Roshan at the early portions of the game, especially with that TP zip value from the Storm Spirit, with the buyback value. So yeah, Live to Win just slowly going to be looking to collapse this map now.
I like that now that we hit the 8-minute mark in our net worth, they're starting to look a whole lot more even. We've got red and green being mixed up instead of having 3 in a row and 3 right after. So in terms of the laning stage of CS and money, it's a whole lot more 50-50 now on both ends.
And triple stack of Ancients actually made from on Alliance. So Spectre with his Blade Mail, he's going to have to retreat to the jungle when bot lane gets too devastating, and he's going to have to instantly farm up. And Live to Win, they don't really have any stat contest, right? There's no one who can quickly clear out the neutrals. This will be an easy objective for Nika Baby. It'll be interesting if Live to Win, they look to at least scout out the stats, maybe with a Fury and Treant, and then later try and take a fight around the stats being taken. So rather than stealing them, you can just kill Nika Baby when he gets low, farming them.
Royal Jelly picked up by the Faceless Void. Buff for him, buff for Immersion's IO. Beneficial for the Heather. Game at least extra HP and mono regen. Small things, but usually Dota is about small things added up together.
Yeah, Jelly is so good, like especially on the likes of like a Void or a Spectre.
So for Alliance as well, for Storm Spirit. Like,
all right, that's fair. You know, I feel like if there's ever an item that you want both teams to have, I think Jelly is like the mutual thing, which is like both teams should probably be given a Jelly, because like Void, he's now time walking to farm. He literally doesn't care about overusing that mobility spell. And then Spectre, she's able to get maybe 1 or 2 more daggers out whilst in the jungle. So yeah, much better. Nika Baby farming up the Ancients now. Live to Win did not look to try and pressure this, but they are pressuring.
Trying to go for a kill on this Lina, missing most of their abilities, and that TP doesn't happen. Looked like Lina actually got out. She dies in the fountain. The TP went off, but the right click from Snap was enough for the kill. So that's first blood for Live to Win, almost 10 minutes into the game.
That's so sad when you double click Lina and she's actually in base. Oh no. Oh, that feels so bad.
Or pressure onto FN, has the Corrosive Haze, Stream nicely dropped down Chrono. Mortimer's Kisses, Storm Spirit comes in as well, interrupts the Mortimer's Kisses, but Slardar will melt down, and the stun from Afterlife. There's mana though for the Storm Spirit to get out of here, as that Chronosphere has been used up. So Live to Win, they keep their tower, they get a kill.
Radiant's bottom tower
Their core
is under
alive.
attack.
Cynically now trying to pressure bot. This is, yeah, perfect move from Live to Win. Just utilizing their spells to great effect. And of course, Alliance to trying to get a little bit more out of the map, taking away this mid tower, especially with the absence of the heroes. But when you have Chrono plus Kisses, such a strong defense.
Radiant's middle tower.
Nico Baby, he's just cleared out those Ancients. He now cleared a triple stack on the hard camp of Blade Mail, takes the first place in net worth. Gonna have his power treasury right now. And talking about, well, we'll talk about the Spectre in just a second, because Slardar gets the deny on the bottom tower. Nice jump out of the LSA stun. And here comes FN, completely invis. Doesn't catch the limp, but catches 2 heroes, the Spectre and the Slardar with a stun. Dream of the run. They know that they don't have the Chronosphere, and they're going to take down this Snapfire with ease. So he reveals himself. He's the one who gets blown up first.
Yeah, and this is the defense from Alliance, right? It's they have to park the Slardar in front of the tower, and then if they need to use either Golem, Horn, or some type of Storm Zip, because without that, they just don't have the damage. And Live to Win, they sacrifice the Snapfire, Void then gets out. But the key thing for Live to Win, they've taken all 3 tier 1s by 11 minutes. It now sets them up to have just a more confident spread of farm. And we've only seen 3 kills. I think Live to Win, they need to try and ramp this up a little bit, because the Q's top net worth, Nika Baby, 5.4k. He's having a pretty good time. Even though the map's getting smaller, he's still farming the jungle with confidence, because Live to Win are yet to truly invade and try and take over the jungle area.
He's actually skipping, not buying the power treads, keeping his brown boots, opting for Radiance. And this was the question I was about to talk to you about the fight in bottom. Manta Diffusal or Radiance on the Spectre? Which one is better? Nico Baby's feeling the Radiance right now, but I don't think Manta Diffusal's too bad either, thinking that there's some very low mana heroes on Live to Win.
It's kind of the same philosophy as the second game, right? It's the idea that if he can buy the Radiance, then it is just very good, right? Like, the damage from Live to Win is all right clicks. You know, the Solar Crest built from the Furion, the Void he built around his, you know, the Bash. So getting that Radiance will just allow him to be very devastating. And Snapfire, these heroes, they're not tanky, right? Like, if Horn comes into play, like, they're all going to get pretty low from an early Radiant Spectre Horn. The thing is, Live to Win, they had to use their Chrono, their Mortimer Kisses, defensively mid. This will be the first time that they get to go aggressive with these spells. Yeah, they do.
Look at that Chrono already, and they're going to go for it. There we go. The jump in with the Chrono, and there comes Afterlife. The Mortimer's Kisses will be enough. The NP ulti into the face, and we've seen how much damage that can do. And the full-on tips onto Limb, all 5 of them into the face. That's a
rampage.
That's pretty much.
It counts.
That's a rampage.
Score it up.
All Bo5 delivered, Chrono used, and Haunt will be coming off cooldown in 50 seconds for Nico Baby. So now with Chrono down, Alliance, I feel like they could maybe make a move with Chrono down, like they did last time.
But they don't need to.
Down that they fought. They don't
need to, right? Because think about the reason why Storm wasn't chipper about that play. Oh, they're looking though. Go for it. Why not?
They are. Starter Blink.
They have the Golem. Oh yeah, sure. If they have Starter Blink, actually, that changes everything. You know what? Go have a Scuffle Alliance. And that's why Alliance don't care, right? They don't care because they used all these spells to kill a Storm. He resets, Spectre's still farming. That's why they're so happy with that play. Relocate save.
Connections, but the relocate save comes in from Immersion. Afterlife will be regenerated back to full, but Alliance will take advantage of this. Take the tower, waiting for the relocate to come back in. And what's the response? Afterlife doesn't have Earth Splitter leveled up at all. He TPs on the tower. Immersion tethers to the ET. Instead of bringing the Elder Titan with him. Smart play there not to leave anybody behind.
And that's where I think Live to Win with the Rampage of Tips, I think they'll in the review be like, wow, we actually, that wasn't good, because this game is all about shut down Spectre, keep the map make the map feel small. And if you've looked at Nika Baby for the last like 4 or 5 minutes, he's farmed a triple stack of Ancients, a double stack of Ancients, farmed top lane. He has had 0 contest against him, and all Alliance need to do with their heroes is just tank up the big spells, force Live to Win to not want to pressure further into the map, and it's great. Another smoke, Alliance sounds exciting.
Rune on Storm Spirit. This is a chance. Now they have the damage to fight. Nature's Prophet dropping low. Haunt comes in from Nico Baby. I think it's just a tiny bit too late for this one, but they find the IO as well. And can they take down Immersion? He will go with the Tether and taken to safety with FN. They lose the Nature's Prophet, but this comes at the cost of the Haunt. And
they're pinging out the Void. Alright.
Yeah, they are.
Alright, no, they're good. They're good.
They don't see him.
We haven't even seen a Golem yet. It's 15 minutes FNG. Just use it. I want to see the boom, you know? I want to see some fight. In respect, though, he hasn't needed to use it, in fairness, but when he does, though, I think Live to Win will be very surprised about FNG being in the game. What? There's a Golem?
Looking at other items as well. For the Lina soon, Slardar opting for BKB after the Blink Dagger's been built. Have Ags on Snapfire is ready. 10 gold away from the Blade of Alacrity. That's going to be the last missing piece. So we're going to see some gobble up action. And this is the question, and I think we talked about a little bit about gobbling up which hero onto Alliance.
Oh, you throw the ET in. Just why not? Get that aura on top of them. Get the sleep, the ult. Oh, that's going to be some tasty spell usage. And Live to Win, they're going to have to use this Ags to great effect. They need to start chaining some kills together. Because the way those games going, Alliance they've had no map pressure realistically. Every big spell from Live to Win right now has been so far away from an objective that they've not been able to capitalize on it. And for Alliance, when they get Radiance, they're going to look for a big team fight, utilize the Slardar, go Roshan, get Aegis, and suddenly they're going to be in the driving seat. So Live to Win, they need to use this big item reveal within the next minute or 2, and they have to kill Spectre.
FN, Afterlife, we're hoping for someone to push top as they were ready to re-engage onto someone as the rest of Live to Win pushing bottom. So Mako goes around. He has a medallion picked up, very close to a Glimmer Cape. Basis Void, Manta into Scotty. So stats, stats, stats.
Yep. And when he realizes that Spectre has Radiance, he'll be like, I kind of need a BKB now so that I can get through that evasion that the burn does give. 200 gold away. Yep, 200 gold away. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Alliance, they start aggressively moving and then we see Nika Baby maybe TP back to base, get the Radiance, or just quickly speed boost his Kura out to get it to him much quicker.
Dire's top
Slowly feel the tension building up. Only 5 kills in the last 17 minutes as we're waiting. We're dying to see some action between Alliance.
Use the Golem. Use the Golem, please.
Use the Golem. The social pressure slowly creeping up to FNG.
Come on, FNG.
Now we have Radiance is ready. TP's coming in top. Limp goes for the dive onto Afterlife. Half HP stunned by S4 and Alliance are backing away. Bubble up comes in. Soneko comes in as well. The Golem is there. But what can they do with it? They lose S4. Here comes Nico Baby turning around the Chronosphere with 2. Beautifully, Mortimer's Kiss is on 2 as well. Aspen down, FNG down. The supports are dead. And now the Fatal Bones doing a lot of damage onto Dream, but he's still staying alive, and Limp will get stumped up. Triple kill, team wipe almost. Nico may be the last man living here with FNG's Golem. Dream cannot close in the seal for Alliance with this first big team fight. It's been 18 minutes. We finally get the action we were waiting for between these two. Ends up Alliance losing 4.
I won't lie, mate. Incredibly underwhelming Golem. Just,
It was like, it's there and oh.
No, but that's where the strength of Live to Win.
We just wanted to see it.
We did, exactly. And we finally got to see the big spell usage of Live to Win, but also in a big team fight environment. You know, the hit and chrono, you have the gobble up killing the Slardar, the Monomer Kisses killing the supports, and then suddenly, Alliance, they've already used everything. The Haunt comes in, big Radiance reveal, but where's that extra connection, right? Like, you realistically, for Alliance, it needs to be Slardar Crush, Bonds, Haunt, kill. But the way it was disconnected from Alliance, because you had that Snapfire aspect, it really picked apart Alliance. And yeah, only one death from Live to Win, ET going down at the start of the fight.
Setting up for immersion here. S4 finding him. Here comes the Storm Spirit. The mechanism heal, not going to be enough to save immersion. I love that idea that they were next to Dream, but I had the idea that IO is probably nearby and just jump the IO instead.
The Slardar was on the high ground. He basically had all the information required.
Yeah.
It's just the easy kill, right? Get the IO, get out. Except the fact that you don't have Haunt, and that's where Alliance, with their heroes that they have, when they don't have Haunt available, they're looking towards Slardar, looking towards Storm, finding a pickoff to offset Live to Win, wanting to group up again and make a big team play. And yeah, just finding these kills just gives you a bit more breathing room, especially after you just took a really poor team fight in the top lane. Alliance are going to wait, reset, and they have to make sure that if they go for another aggressive play, they need to have that connection. They need to initiate the fight. Because these two lineups, whoever starts to fight cleanly should just walk it, right? Like, you have Warlock Spectre, and then you have Void and Snapfire. Like, these two heroes on both teams are just fight winners.
Elder Titan going for an Aghanims. This is going to be beautiful. That's your spare BKB. Spell immunity for every hero you hit with the Spirit once it returns. Up to 10 seconds maximum. And then if you have a BKB, you can put another 10 seconds on top of that. Downtime, only, you have okay, with at the level 3 Astral Spirit, once it arrives, you have a 9-second downtime.
Pretty cool item, mate, isn't it?
So, I mean, that might just be a big factor. You talked about the gobble up, throwing in the ET, instant spell immunity after the, or before the Echo Stomp goes through. We get that wombo combo connection, but Alliance are coming in with a smoke. Everybody else except the Spectre. Haunt is ready though. Alliance willing to take this fight. DD Rune about to run out on Slardar, and a beautiful jump straight on top of Afterlife. A Haunt comes out instantly, and they're gonna blow him up, and they will. Afterlife is dead. Immersion doesn't get the chance to get the relocate off, and he's being chased up. The Chrono comes out from Dream, however. FN with the instant Mortimer's Kisses landing on the Spectre, and the Slardar dropping low, but Flamewell comes out as well, and Dream's very low on HP, but he manages to get the jump to safety. The Laguna Blade doesn't only do, well, it doesn't really do any damage, to be honest, and S4 is slowly burning to death with the gobble up, but he has 10 HP, gets a bottle charge from Limp to save his life.
And now the demonstration of Alliance having a much better approach to the fight. They see the Void in mid lane, they don't instantly go on him, they wait to see who's next. They jump the ET, and then the big chrono comes in. It could have easily been Live to Win winning that fight, but FNG, he has vision on the Snapfire, the range on Golem, he's able to instantly break that, and it allows Alliance kind of that insurance policy of, oh wait, probably shouldn't have gone any further, let's reset. But again, like I said, this game now is simply who makes the jump on who.
The Golem was dropped as well. That means 2 big ultis used on Alliance, and also the Mortimer's Kisses and the Chrono on cooldown. But I'm still looking at this fight recap in terms of damage. Spectre did 5k out of 7.8 on Live to Win.
Up though from Live to Win. Hold up. This
is more
the reset value from Live to Win.
Double up, right on top of Limp, and the bash comes through!
On a tip, strong tip from FN, absolutely delightful. Yep, I rate that a good 9.5 out of 10. That was a sturdy tip. Instantly into Roshan, using the medallion on the Nature's Prophet, just forcing it out. There isn't a Horn, there isn't a Golem.
There isn't a moment where you start thinking beautiful RNG, but that bash in the middle of Storm Spirit's cast animation for Ball Lightning coming through, getting the kill. Dream must be feeling really relieved seeing that come through.
Like, the idea of this is, when you get this big pickoff, you now see how they forced Alliance to stand outside Roshan. They were scared of that instant still, and then live to win. After Alliance come back to Roshan, they walk away. They start farming up the map. So they're basically wasting Alliance's time. It's Storm's dead. Spectre isn't farming because he has to be positioned at Roshan. Yeah, I like the idea of what live to win's bringing. But once again, like, these cooldowns of the big ultimates, they're so in sync, right? Like, every time they use Haunt, a Chrono's been used. And guess what? Spectre, 160 cooldown right now. Guess what? Chrono, hold up, 160. Like, both of these teams will have perfectly in sync team fight spells if it's like a big bloodbath.
Yep, waiting for the Octarine cores and the spell prisms potentially later on.
Just to offset the cooldown.
Just to have a tiny advantage of like maybe 10 seconds before the opponent.
Yeah.
that could be the something, but
I hope you're not suggesting.
You see those.
I hope you're not suggesting a Spectre to buy Octarine or a Void to buy Octarine.
Yeah, you didn't hear me say that.
Thank you.
Nope.
And if FNG is farmed enough for an Octarine, then my god, this guy is an absolute unit. But Spell Prism, I can respect that.
Spell Prism is an easier pickup. If that drops, that's also down to RNG.
It just shows that these big team fights, when they want to truly battle at it to try and get that advantage, it is going to be an absolute, treat, because we don't often see overwhelming amount of spells. And mainly, I'm just referencing Golem here. I just love a good Golem.
Now, one thing I'm looking at here is Nature's Prophet about to finish off the Solar Crest, but for Alliance, of course, they have a lot of physical damage, but they also have a lot of magical to throw in as well. Can that Solar Crest really do enough for the NP here in this game?
Oh, he's got the Glimmer Cape as well, so he's kind of doing like...
True, it actually, yeah.
A bit of both, right? Like, he's going to be able to just completely pump up that one core that's getting jumped on. And the main thing for the Solar Crest is he needs to give that Void like a +1 item, especially when against the Spectre. And it's Roshan. That's the end of it, right? You just want to be able to take Roshan. If you get a pick off, you need your mini Slardar on your team, and that's what Solar Crest does. If you don't have Slardar, buy a Solar Crest, guess what? Roshan will pull. Not as quick, but still quick enough.
Manta Style is now ready. Faces Void has almost got a Scotty 400 gold short from it.
That's good. He is going to rip through the tankiness of these heroes, and I think now he just needs to complete his build with either a BKB or an MKB. So BKB to take away the Radiance Burn, or MKB just to try and right-click through it. And he's there you go, going for the MKB. He is going to be ripping these Alliance cores to shreds if he actually connects on that Chrono. Alright, so they're so patient, they're so scared. Like, it's 25 minutes into the game, we've got 13 kills because these teams are so locked into their spells. What does it feel like? What does it?
It feels like when we were doing the previous stages of the playoffs, when we were still in best of threes, map 3 was always the most cautious and patient one from both teams. This feels like both teams feel like this is the last game of the series, but it's a BO5. So
they're just respecting what they have, right? They're respecting what their opponent has, and they're aware of one lost team fight is Roshan. 25-minute mark is so critical.
Couple up. Connection Chrono. Ooh, the Yules comes out from Hanskin. Defensive onto the Void, but the Chrono and the Mortimer's Kisses will be enough. S4, there is a limp coming in with buyback. Nico Baby's been hitting the backline meanwhile. Elder Titan dropping low on HP. Cookie save onto the Slardar. Tries to go for the stop. Does get the Slardar held in place. Meanwhile, Snapfire being taken down by Nico Baby and Limp hitting the backlines. And this is an interesting one. Buyback also from Immersion. The stun from S4 keeping Dream busy. Spectre coming back in onto Suneko. He needs his buddy Golem beautifully connecting onto the Faceless Void, but he instantly spots FNG, and here comes Immersion. Needs to be careful because Limp is instantly going to turn his attention to this IO, and I's going to go down. It's a triple kill for Nico Baby, and Dream is suddenly all alone. He doesn't have any friends around him right now because Afterlife is feeling a little bit afraid here. What is happening? The Stumps are keeping Alliance sleepy. Keeping them away for now. Dream still being chased up by Nico Baby. S4, look at that movement speed, 638 onto Dream, and this Faceless Void getting stunned up. You don't have any mats, you don't have anything, you're still silenced up. Can he walk out? The Glimmer Cape save from Suneko with the teleport. Another stomp into the Meteor Hammer, but the damage, do they have it? Suneko falling. Afterlife is also falling, but they take S4 with them. And what the heck? This Elder Titan just smacked Limp down to the graveyard. Suneko gets the save with the Glimmer, gets himself out from Nico Baby's hands. And that was really back-to-back fighting, both going for a buyback, a dieback on the Storm, a dieback on the IO.
Like the amount of the pressure in this game, right? Both teams identify that if they win this fight, they get the Aegis, they'll be able to build such a big lead that they can get over the hump that is the cooldowns. And then Alliance, so Live to Win, they start that fight. They have the perfect jump onto the Storm Spirit. But then it's that slight delay in the fight, right? That instant yours from the Nina, offsetting the Void from instantly blowing up Storm. He eventually dies, but the extra value of second, it means he can't instantly turn around to the other person who was caught in the chrono. And then you have that buyback value, the Haunt. They instantly jump onto the Snapfire, completely removes him from the game. And at this point, it's Alliance who are in the driving seat for that fight. But fast forward, ET then punches him with the stapler, and the fight kind of comes back towards Live to Win's favor. So these fights are so goddamn close. And the question is, do either team have confidence to even look at Roshan when they don't have their big spells up?
I mean, if we have some kind of statistic or counter for how many times ET interrupted Alliance's team fight, that number's going to be pretty big.
There was some big sleeps.
He saved the Void twice at least. Once in the river, once on the top side high ground of the dire side of the map. But now Alliance looking for another hunt here. Smoked up, but the smoke pops, and there is vision from the dire team. LTW getting the jump on S4. The Haunt comes out as well. Faces Void being controlled. Silence is coming out, but he's being regenerated. Immersion is keeping him alive. He's not taking any damage right now. S4 on the run with the BKB, and Afterlife will chase up this Slardar. 1 second away from blinking away. Won't get the chance for it. Meanwhile, Nico Baby hitting the backline onto the Snapfire. Has it played now, but the Chrono comes out as well. And Dreamer, they have to stun. The LSA doesn't quite connect onto the Faces Void. The Spectre still tanking hits, but here comes the Earth Splitter. And it's going to be enough, and they're going to take down Nico Baby Spectre. And that is Spectre's first death of this entire game. 6-1
and it is the most important death for Live to Win. The fact that they are able to punish the overextension from Alliance. That Horn, he had it available, but it felt wasted. He was reaching, he was trying to get the Snapfire, and then Live to Win. The Stapler comes into play from Eldertime once again, removing him from the game. And then the Chrono, Spectre, he's so far away from his team. This is what I was talking about, right? The pressure in this game is all about this Roshan. And just, oh, look at that, the efficiency. FN gobbles up Dream. Go on, buddy. Go farm. Go push the lane now.
How many times have you seen Live to Win pick up an Aegis series? Is this the first?
Maybe.
I
think it is.
Fortified.
Maybe it's not.
Radiant's top
I really should know the answer. But low, yeah, I think one that most. Yeah.
They found the bottom, they found Hanskin. So Mako taunting the boy. Sprout.
Oh,
LSA stun though. Good read onto Dream.
Oh, that's nice.
Wait, hey, high five anybody? High five anybody? Immersion is going to go back with that relocate.
He's dead though.
And Dream gets on Hanskin, another LSA stun, breaks the trees. His own illusions are blocking him. They're still blocking him. Immersion finally goes down. Hanskin, they're not getting this kill. Okay, Hanskin says bye-bye.
Didn't even high five. Yeah. Meanwhile, Immersion does die by himself. Immersion's probably watching that and going, how have you not killed him yet? Oh, I'm dead. Oh.
Yep. Yeah, a bit of Manta illusion blocking there from Dream, unable to get past them. No face boots, no phasing yourself out.
At least it wasn't Dream dying in the top lane. No, at least it was the IO. I'm not gonna have flashbacks to Nico Baby. Yep.
5 versus 4 scenario. Haunt up in 10 seconds. Has a basher. Now Dream is waving his hand. And Nico Baby's waving. Oh, but the disconnected high five. They're both going to have a cooldown.
Dream offered up the high five. Nico Baby wanted to get the high five, but Dream then ran away, going, haha, psych. And Nico Baby left out to dry. Oh, that is just disgusting behavior from Dream.
They haven't still connected a single high five.
No high five.
Nico Baby.
None.
No high fives.
This entire game, this entire series. Uncharacteristic high five play from the two carries.
Got TP's in bottom. 10 seconds for Chrono. Haunt has also just come off cooldown on the Spectre. An ops ward spotting the Faces Void. FNG realizes this is a good time to get out.
Really nice ward though. FNG plays before he TP'd out. It allows for Alliance to fortify this high ground area if they want to fight. And then when the fight dismantles and maybe Live to Win a retreat, they're backing into Alliance vision. But realistically, with Void with an Aegis, Alliance should not be looking to take this fight. It is way too easy for them to eat through that Haunt and then Dream just to survive and do all the damage needed. He has MKB complete as well.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
They got to push this tier 2 tower down away from Alliance. Alliance squad, however, roaming around the dire side jungle. Some moves towards this tier 2 as well, trying to look for a trade, but Live to Win, we're gonna go high ground.
Yep, exactly. See, the conviction needed for this, like, you have the Aegis, you have everything. There is no reason to look at Alliance pushing. Yep. Just go for the racks, force Alliance back, force out the fight. Get AK up, you have all the spells you need.
Yep, comes out, the jump from Limp as well, and very good damage dealt onto the Nature's Prophet. That's the stun as well, but the stop is interrupting into the Chrono, and a chance to take down the Slardar. Mortimer's Kisses, FN with BKB, you cannot interrupt this guy anymore. Lina goes down with a buyback coming in from Nico Baby. The Slardar as well, Nico Baby is also falling down too, and he's got no buyback for 80 seconds. Dream still keeps on smashing and hacking, and he has an Aegis on him as well. Alliance forced away, triple kill. Afterlife gets the kill with the stomp onto FNG. He buys back as well. 4v4. Can he get the jump? Limp gets one. He finds FN. He's getting bust up, and again, he's just controlled all the way to the start to finish. And that Storm Spirit just came in to die. And both big cores from Alliance are dead. Bottom rack's gone. Lift
Get
to win.
off my
See ya,
lawn.
we're out. Get off my lawn.
Indeed. Alliance was so lucky here that they have their 2-2s available right now. If there was any essence of like more base available, Live to Win would have ripped through it. And I think just the simplicity of Live to Win's fight now, and it's simply this Aegis. If Alliance had this Aegis, the whole game probably flips, where you have the Spectre now tanking all the spells, manning up in the front, but because Live to Win were able to get that, they have this massive advantage in the team fight v team fight lineup that they're presenting. And Dream, the Solar Crest, the Vlads, you Glimmer Cape on Seneko, Dream is just an absolute unit. Io as well, like there is no way you can stop this man.
Radiant's middle tower is under
He is
attack.
such a unit right now. Unstoppable force, pretty much. Aegis still up for 33 seconds, and Alliance will have their heroes up just before it. So if they time it perfectly, Alliance might just have a chance on taking this Faces Void out of play. Spectre keeping in on the front line. Haunt in 36 seconds. Still not up. Stun connections onto Dream. Might even get the chance to blow this Void up before that Aegis
Can they
runs
kite it out?
13 seconds. 13 seconds.
Oh,
no,
no.
they're going to force it out now.
Gobble up,
Is ready in the Dream immersion. Bubble up with a creep on top of the Slardar. Limp Haze jumping the backline onto the Io. Io taking damage for the Glimmer Cape is keeping him alive. Limp can't do any damage against the Glimmer Cape, but he finally gets the kill on immersion. Now FN is getting stunned up. FN's down as well. Alliance will find two, but the stomp is silencing Nico Baby. The Earth Splitter, and Nico Baby goes down. He's gone for 90 seconds, and Dream, the rest of Lift to Win, hunting down the Alliance heroes. S4 on the high ground, getting a stun onto Dream, while the jump from Limp is happening onto Seneko, trying to take down this big buffy and beefy +5 support, but he's finally taken down. FNG is also dead to Dream, and Limp will jump all the way back inside the base. And it's 2 Alliance heroes versus 3 from Lift to Win. It's a 3-for-4 for Alliance, but their buildings are falling.
just the way that the supports are keeping up these cores alive, but then on top of that you have just Old A just being so dominant in these fights. The sleeps, like Nico Baby, he jumps into the fight trying to quickly kill the Io once again, but then Old A just standing there. It's like, all right, you now slept, you're now going to be split earth out the game. And yeah, this is we're not seeing the Spectre have any entry to the fights. If he goes into the void, he gets chronoed. If he goes next to the ET, he gets right clicked. Like Alliance, they are struggling to find any damage now, and Live to Win, they know that, and they're just asserting their dominance.
17k gold, 10,000 XP and counting. Live to Win feeling like they might just close in game 3, but Alliance, they're still holding on. They're holding on to a thread. But what is the win condition for Alliance now, T-Gov? What do they need to do correct? What is the thing they need to win?
I remember a Lyrical and Trent cast, and the answer was a miracle, and it worked. So I don't think I have the same effect. Maybe if we could call up Trent and ask for him to just recite what he said, but yeah, basically Alliance, they don't have the damage needed, they don't have the way into the fight, and this will just be, as long as Live to Win, execute cleanly, and don't go in like 3v5 for example. I honestly don't see Alliance being able to really get back into this game, because the simplicity of high ground sieges, Live to Win's favored.
Mega creeps are waiting for Live to Win. Last lane of racks. Limp jumping the back line, looking for the kill on Afterlife. Says for beautiful 3-man stun. Comes out the chrono, however, from Dream. He's getting used up in the air and controlled. And they will take down S4. Immersion is also dead. Nico Baby dropping very low on HP. Sonic goes down. The Spectre's dead. He needs to buy back. He does have it available. Limp is on the run. Alliance resetting themselves for the defense. They have taken down the NP and the IO. IO has a buyback and a relocate available, so he can come back. And now Spectre comes back. Limp with the jump onto Afterlife. Tries to take down the Elder Titan. The LSA stun comes out as well. And beautiful damage does come through onto the ET. Limp still chasing up, and they will take down the Elder Titan with this buyback. And can they get more? Can they get Immersion, who just relocated? He bought back and he's dying. That's a dieback. Snapfire does manage to TP away. The Electric Vortex doesn't. Well, it's on cooldown already, so Limp cannot get one more, but they hold their base nevertheless. No buildings lost.
You asked me the question, how does Alliance, get back into the game? Maybe if you reword it, how can Alliance prolong the game? The answer would have just been use their core buyback. And they gave themselves another 3-4 minutes into this game. Roshan is respawning, so potentially actually this could bide really well for Alliance. A very quick Roshan spawn. If they scout this out, then it is something.
Storm is the only hero with a buyback on Alliance. For Left to Win, it's the Faces Void. They both can afford it. They both have it available. Now, what does Live to Win do? Dream. DD into his double action into the Roach Pit. They see him, and that Yules. Both of your action runes are instantly dispelled with the Yules. Limp comes to the jump in as well, and they will almost take down Dream. He gets the jump off just in time. He still has that Satanic available, but he doesn't have the chance to throw any hits, but the Fatal Bonds are doing a decent amount of damage, but it's not going to be enough to kill off the Faces Void, but it's going to be enough to take down some Nako. And Alliance, can they still do it? Their hopes are alive. They can still keep this together.
All right. So when you ask me the question, I'll also add a new answer. They need to use their buybacks, win a big team fight, then somehow get Aegis and retreat back to their base.
Gobble up misses by Dream. Spectre just finishes a Vanguard. We're one step closer to finishing off an Abyssal Blade, and Nico Baby with his buyback on cooldown, he might just go for the straight up rush by the recipe.
Oh, 100%.
With it.
Yeah.
Depends.
Alliance are itemizing. They're literally looking for this next fight. They need to try and break the economy of Live to Win. Live to Win naturally at this position, they have two options. They either A, go for top, get the Megas, retreat. Or B, they just wait out the Aegis, let Alliance farm whatever they can on the map, and then they'll take one big team fight and just try and play off the fact that their buybacks are going to have a shorter cooldown. The issue here, though, is just the ability for Alliance to have the confidence to instantly go for Roshan, and also the game literally giving Alliance the perfect Roshan. If it was any later, ET would have respawned, that delay factor would have come into play, but such a short Roshan has actually given Alliance like a lifeline.
Double smokes. Alliance are smoked up and hunting. Live to Win are stacking up and preparing for a smoke. Nature's Prophet. He respawns as he most likely joins his team.
Oh, we got a 10-second BKB on Void though. This is a big game changer, honestly.
That's a game changer, yeah. No more Yulesing in the chrono.
Yeah, unkillable now.
Killable. 4,000 HP. 4,000 HP on a Faces Void.
Yeah, big chunky
does
lad.
A lot of damage.
Yeah.
He's getting buffed by his teammates.
Radiant
He's getting even more buffs from IO, and then add 4k HP on. So much to look at here. What can Alliance do? What can they do? They're about to get caught. S4 smoke has been popped. Dream is in front. He is not afraid. He is not afraid of Live to Win's heroes. Limp has been spotted too. Ardar gets the jump away to safety and still holding the suspense. Trouble up though. Catching Limp. Nope. Jump away. Dream won't catch him with that gobble up stun from FN. 41 minutes almost played.
Yeah, and like you mentioned earlier, Live to Win, they have to be really careful with how they play out this next fight. If they kill the Storm, he buys back, suddenly it's great. They jump the Spectre, he has Aegis, they blow all their big spells, they might be able to lose the fight.
Bottom.
Yeah.
They're TPing bottom. They're going for Nico Baby. They want to get this Aegis out of the way.
Are they going to get in time?
Out in time. Oh, he's getting closed up. The relocates are coming in. NPs here as well. They will not catch Nico Baby in time. Good close call.
They wouldn't have ever been able to cancel the TP without the Void being there, but yeah, I think good TP from Nico Baby. And that's where Live to Win, they realize if we take this fight into Aegis, there's a really good chance they can lose.
S4 pops. Okay, S4 just popped his BKB thinking that he's going to get initiated on.
Yeah,
kill.
Yeah, and yeah, Live to Win are actually kind of crumbling on this aggression.
Hot.
Oh, instant haunt bottom.
Where are they going?
FN bottom lane.
Yeah, they're going on FN and so. Oh, baby! How much damage did Limp do with that ball lightning on top of Snap? He just went down to 20% HP or even less. 2,000 damage ball lightning. Take that.
And this is a product of just having that Aegis. Like the value of Aegis on either of these teams, like Live to Win, they got 2 racks from it. Alliance, they're able to survive through the game. They're able to now leave their side of the map and just try and pick up Live to Win. And I think this it might come down to the third Roshan. There might be a third Roshan contest, even though Alliance are 2 racks down. Like they're keeping themselves in it just with these pickoffs, and it's all about biding their time.
Smokes are happening. I would love to see what's the smoke situation of both teams. Do they have them available? The chrono will be used, and they will find Limp with it, and Limp is going to go down. No chance to survive. 100 seconds gone. Does have a buyback available on Alliance. No harm, but taking the fight, at least willingly popping the BKBs off of Dream, and also S4 as well. Immersion does get the heal from the mechanism, and S4 is already falling down to the Earth Splitter, and Soneko finishes the job. The BKB from Dream is about to run out as well. As that 10-second BKB has now been used. Nico Baby TP's back home. The rest of Alliance are out as well. Buyback force from the Snapfire, and 2 kills against Alliance. Creeps also doing a bit of damage on the tier 4s, but nothing major. However, the buyback is actually a go call for ending the game, so Live to Win ain't taking any time with that. With Snapfire coming back in the action, they're hit straight towards the top lane to take themselves some mega creeps, and Nico Baby does what he can. His Aegis is about to expire in 20 seconds, but he's going to force it here. It's going to be popped, and he is down. 3 seconds. The buyback as well, and Dream gets a jump onto Hansken, looking for the LSA stun, does get it out, but they also managed to take down Afterlife, and Hansken is also down as well. The buyback coming in from Melina. Nico Baby going down. Nico's down for 2 minutes, and he's gone completely from this fight, and Liv has no more mana left, and Live to Win, they're cracking the defense, they're cracking Alliance. They were given a false sense of security that you guys might actually be back in the game, and it's instantly ripped away from them, taken away from the hands of Alliance, and Live to Win taking the mega creeps here. Liv with one more final jump onto the Faces Boy, doing a decent amount of damage here, but in the end, it doesn't seem to matter, as he cannot really stop this push happening. Faces Boy, another jump as Limp has been forced away. Mega creeps are taken, all 3 lanes are down, and Live to Win looking for the decisive killing blow. Tier 4s are being sieged up. Another jump from Limp gets them. They held the jump onto Soneko, but he stays alive. S4's BKB gets a stun on the NP. NP's just going to teleport back home, and he's going to come instantly back with his teleportation, so he's fine with all of this happening. No BKB left on S4. What do Live to Win? What do they do? The patience and the caution is key. If they time the buyback, they know that Spectre's buyback is on cooldown for another 30 seconds, so they are just going to be confident here and just look to try and close out the game. Taking 1 tier 4, Limp with another jump on the back line, trying to get some damage with the instant silence. The Orchid silences up the Storm Spirit, and he's dead. There it is. That's it. That's it. There's no more fight left in Alliance to take this. GG is called, and Live to Win are 1 game away from championship point here at the Epic League Division 2. Another great game from Live to Win. Just, I think, they identified the potential weakness of Alliance, which is the exit of laning phase and the natural greediness of their cores. And this Furion, 2 games in a row now, he's been able to set the pace of the game and just allow it to be Live to Win favored. And then you think about the big game-changing moment, it was this Roshan. The discipline for both teams to wait, to bide their time, and around 20
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Alliances turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. Alliances turn to pick. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Alliances turn to pick.
Ancient apparition.
Something dire this way. Reap your harvest and protect your soul.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Spectre. Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Alliances turn to ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Alliances turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Alliances turn
The next
to
label
pick.
play. The next label.
Ай-яй-яй-яй-яй, что сейчас произошло?
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Mirana, choose your hero. Prepare for battle.
Dares face me now.
Thank you, panel, for the insights. Game 4 ahead of us between Live to Win and Alliance, and we are going to jump straight into action because this is going to be a great fight right to start things off with LSA stun onto 3 and Alliance instantly on the run away from Live to Win with the chase. The disruption to keep the Sven away. Immersion, roll in 10 seconds, 100 available. Are the right clicks in the hole? LSA stun, first blood for Afterlife, and this game hasn't even actually started, but in our eyes, it has.
30 seconds to
I see production flip to us. I'm like, no, please, no. Go to the game, But yeah, great Just thanks.
Did somebody say they don't want to see a first blood at the 10-minute mark? Well, the teams have delivered.
Nice. But yeah, I think that was one of those things that over the series, you kind of feel out what your opponent's trying to do. We've seen this before. Those aggressive 4-man moves into that Radiant jungle, and if to win, they happily smoke up to try and contest that alliance. They just kind of run into it. So the best thing there is about that Phoenix. What a great Phoenix game it is, and he's getting the first blood. He's going to apply that pressure. So yeah, it's a great start for Live to Win, of course. And
tell me.
The last time that Limp played Mirana in a competitive... really gonna have been practicing that recently. So it'll be interesting to see what type of build he goes for, how effective it is, and especially against a core Phoenix, he's gonna have good level. So that committal for the egg will be also be very interesting.
Yep, I think we're going to be watching Mirana for those item builds and what options Limp want to go to. And Lizard said that he's not really a big fan of this mid Mirana. I think there's a lot of people who will instantly say that they do not like Mirana being played in mid, and it feels too old school to even work. What's your take on mid Mirana? Do you like it or do you hate it?
It's very meh, you know? Like,
it's very meh.
People don't pick it for a reason. Like, it's a good forward position to offset the early aggression, but like, look at his skill build so far. He had to level the leap just to survive that previous engagement. He doesn't have the arrow just to start farming up, and he applies some pressure with the Starfall. But again, like I said, it's going to be a game of learning and to see how well can Mirana be in the game. Like, is he going to be able to make those early moves? Can he apply pressure? Because it's quite a greedier mid here. He needs a lot of items to really feel confident in the game.
A lot of fighting already going on between the Mirana and the Lina. Both dropped to very low HP as they have Fairy Fires each. LSA stun, no Dragon Slave. There's a Fairy Fire. Limp is fine. He's fine. But now Lina has the advantage because Lina still has hers and just picked up a salve on the Courier. Mirana, however, the Courier is still far away and it's bringing a salve. So this time, I think FN is going to have a very efficient here.
Dead as well.
Kill going for Dream. Kills for Live to Win. And the Mars being punished.
Seneca's Bayonet Scare is like, God, I dare you to right click. I dare you.
What I had in mind about this entire draft for Live to Win was, is this the championship winning draft in a sense? Like, there's definitely some strengths, but is there more weaknesses on the Alliance's side if we just look on paper?
They have, like, the punishment factor that they need against Alliance. Like, once again, we're seeing Alliance with a slow burner of a draft. Hanskin surviving, but now he's going to walk back to base. It's not going to feel good. But back to your question, it's the idea that they have that pressure that can apply. They have the Sven v Omni matchup. Spectre does really well against Sven in the later portion of the game, but that early pressure that you're going to get from a Spectre, a Lina, Earth Spirit, these heroes will just dominate the early fights. Sven will find his farm. Can Alliance, though, dodge these fights? We've seen them expertly get through a game against a Sven before with SD, Omni, and Mars, but this time it's a lot different. You have a Spectre, it takes a lot longer to come online, not as like the troll that they had. And you also have this kind of X Factor Mirana. Is he going to have a great game? Is he just going to be a creep? Like, we don't know.
Dire's middle tower.
It's going to be a tight one here. Finally get the SD back into this bottom lane, and there's the Disruption Spear. There we go, connecting the stuns. Harass on the AA, but damage to be honest. Actually, Hanskin. There's two couriers right here, but he can't get either one. Same time as they use their entire combos, two couriers walking into that bottom lane, so no picking off couriers today. Limp being forced out, pops a salve. 14 CS, Lina only 18. Not any huge difference between these two mid laners at the moment. CS and trading capability. Lina's still building a bottle, and Mirana's also, well, a few hundred gold behind. No drastic measures in a sense. But now the 4-minute action rune, not 14. DD rune and Limp. When's the last time he actually won a rune in early games? So he's happy to take this one. It's a DD as well. That's nice.
Yeah, now Limp should be able to just own the lane, get every deny, get every CS. The FN might even have to look towards stacking the camp in the jungle, or just trying to get any CS with the Dragon Slave, but this is not going to feel too good. That 4-minute rune really helping out Limp.
SD takes the shortcut around the other side of the tree, gets himself a kill, maybe an S4 as well. Cold Feet looks like it's gonna connect here. And Sven is actually falling down the pit. Hello.
Wow. Oh, didn't know you could do that.
I didn't know that either. Now you know. You always learn something new. I think that's the best thing about Dota. Is every day you wake up, you learn something new.
I wish you just stayed there though, to be honest. It's like punishment for getting put in the pit.
It's like you're not clipped, but you're pitted.
Yeah, sure, why not?
S4 going down anyway. Immersion with a rotation, getting some of that needed XP as an Earth Spirit support, and he actually gets to contest one of the one of the bounty runes for himself. Get 2 for 2. Saneko's taken down by Hansken with all those shadow poisons. Dream looking for the kill, but with that roll not connecting, Hansken will live to see another day. Does he have enough mana to maybe kill Dream now?
Oh, the kick.
Kick those.
Oh my gosh.
Drops him to 20 HP. But now is he gonna walk back home? No TP. Drops the ward. Alright, back home. This is the second time Hansken has to walk all the way back to base.
But at least for Liv to win there, they should know that this ward's been placed. They already had a ward on the cliff, so at least they should be able to get that D ward straight away. Saneko then, he dies, he TPs to mid, helps refill the bottle for FN, buys the boots for, Saneko, the boots, mate. You want to give him to FN? FN?
Yeah,
Saneko?
FN's like, hey.
There we go.
Yeah. Forgot something? No, yeah. Oh.
Wait, FN!
Oh, the tension, he's running away.
Take the boots! There we go. Oh, you guys didn't see it, but Saneko, he was chasing poor old FN for a long time.
What does Immersion do? What does Limp do, most importantly? 1 versus 3.
Not leap into 3, that's for sure.
Not leaping into 3, indeed. That would have been a sad moment. Like, I really want that rune. Like, I've been deprived of action runes for almost an entire game. Let's do it. 4-1, Lift win in 6 minutes.
I guess the important thing to note is the pressure that the Phoenix pick applies is not directly into the game. It's sorry, not into the lane, sorry. It's about the game and how the value of egg, like against an Omni Knight, your spirits are purged, that heal, it really offsets the type of aggression that an offlane Phoenix would have, and that's why we are seeing Nika Baby, you know, dominating this top lane in terms of CS.
37 and 5, Lena 42 and 9. So both mid laners very active on CS. However, we don't really talk that much about mid Mirana. So what is Limp's game plan basically for the big game? Rotate? Does he punish the tower? Is he active in killing? Is he more a farmer type hero with this Mirana?
I'd prefer him just to farm. Like, look at the heroes he's playing with, Omni, SD, like Spectre. None of these heroes are going to suddenly be like, yo, let's go take a fight. So I think if Limp just plays his own game, farms up, maximizes his own game, and then sure, he could rotate into like an SD disruption into Arrow on a Sven thing. But like the key thing is he farms up until the point where that pickoff is presented for him. Like, he should never actively look, because if he dies once or twice and suddenly you're this Mirana, you don't have the items, and it's all about spec.
Yeah, it's like you're a pause for Mirana suddenly
Exactly.
looking for arrows.
Yes.
I was thinking about the disruption setup and the spear, that you could get some connections and maybe find some kills through that since you have the XP advantage, but it's true, Mirana's right click is, well, pretty non-existent. Your damage source is Starstorm, and that's also good for farming, so why not? Hansken. Oh,
nearly.
Thought about it, but too deep.
Yeah.
Lost vision.
FN models back to...
Base, and in terms of net worth, Sven leading, Spectre right behind with a 50 gold difference. Yeah, it's a repeat from last game. Game 3 also all cores were 50-50 tied basically, so getting another one of those. This one just has a bit more kills. Disruption from Hansken, Arrow does come through, but Phoenix 1100 HP. Talked about the damage on Mirana, nothing you can do, just throw the arrow and get the heck out of there.
Yeah, now this is where Old Age is going to feel a little bit awkward on the map. He TP'd bottom, he got scouted out by a dire ward, he then runs to mid. Like, he's just playing like the active core that we see a lot. Oh, double neutral item drop for him, very cool.
And an Iron Talon for Sven.
This pressure on the map is the idea of what Littlewin has in their draft.
Alright.
Sven's dead.
Sven is so dead, and they're just...
Oh wait, hold up.
Hold up. Nico Baby coming in. Dream gets the stun out. Soul Catcher gonna return 80 HP for the Sven. He's being chased up.
He's not dead. They fluffed
Second
it.
stack from Hansken. Can he get it? The high five from Dream, and Nico Baby finally connects, and Limp comes in with a snipe.
The Marauder.
But most importantly, the high five from Dream, and Nico Baby is out. Hansken rolling out, doesn't get the chance to TP home as Immersion goes to the Council. Afterlife is right next to him as well. Immersion gets the kill, and FN is there to back him up as well. So it's a 1-for-2 in the end.
What
Then
started?
Sven and the Steedon.
What started as a free Sven pickoff, then suddenly become Marana having to come in, hits the area, gets the kill, SD and Mars dying. So yeah, honestly, I think Live to Win, they're kind of chuckling to themselves, like, sure, okay. And the Sven, he has an Iron Talon. Compare that to what Spectre has, he does have the Royal Jelly, so you kind of not going to help. Yeah, and Blade Mail, so at least Spectre has some type of neutral item to help with his farm, because of course Sven with an Iron Talon, that is
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
FN building into a Yules for the stun setup on Lina, also saving Grace almost even, since there's disruption that can be very nasty.
Also helps against the status resistance from the Heavenly Grace. The idea is Yules isn't affected by it, so of course it's very good, but it's a classic Lina item, nothing too surprising there.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Speed, mono regen, a save and a setup, all that Lina really likes to have in this game. Other big items coming out. I think we have about AA Blast actually coming through. Is it going to hit? It is. So Limp is being targeted for it. The stun. Oh, okay. Doesn't quite catch the AA Blast, but the roll comes in from Immersion nevertheless. And Limp is just leaping himself back onto the safety of his tier 1 tower. So a bit of a stuns here and there. Immersion smokes up instantly, but did they spot that one? There's a bit of pinging going on. I feel like Alliance no. And there's Hansken with these big stacks in the Dire jungle. Look at all those mobs right there.
That's
a lot of dosh.
Yep. And that's what Alliance has done really well across the series, is just kind of keeping up with those, with the stack in the camps, allowing Nico Baby that fallback plan. But this time, Nico Baby has had a free lane, and he's now had the stack. It's going to be even insane value for him.
He's heading there right now, and the last time Nico Baby got to farm those big stacks, he got to first place in net worth. He's already leading net worth, and this is going to push him up really.
I don't think we've actually seen Live to Win really stack much up. We saw a triple stack in the hard camp, but it's not to the same effect as what Alliance is doing right now. So for sure, there is going to be a carry disparity in utilizing the jungle.
Also, maybe slightly different gameplay styles as well on both sides, since yeah, I think the stacking is a huge thing that comes into the picture. Dream is doing the stacking himself. Well, there's a fight breaking loose in the rip. Afterlife and Immersion taking the bulk of the damage. The Laguna Blade into the face of the Omni Knight, and Egg will be popped as well. The Hawk comes out from Nico Baby. No, they can't focus this Egg at all. And the Egg kills off Hansken, but they've already lost their mid Lina. They need to find some redemption for an FNG. Double kill for Afterlife, but they still I feel like they still need more.
They're gonna get Nico Baby.
More. Fighting Immersion. Nico Baby getting burnt up by those 3 points in Sunray. And it's a close one, but he is back home and he is safe.
Yeah, very close.
So 2 for 2 for Alliance as they get the Lina. And they get the Earth Spirit in the end.
I'd love to see Live to Win actually try and make some of these plays, scouting out the stacks. Like, they haven't really done this across the entire series. They've never shown the respect of maybe there is this this big stack being formed, and especially when you have a Sven on your team, you can just make that aggressive play in. You have Egg, you have Lina, Earth Spirit. These heroes, they want to take an early fight, and the fact that they haven't done this contest, it just bodes well for Alliance. And the idea in this engagement here is, if Sven doesn't have ult, if Phoenix doesn't have Egg, suddenly Live to Win needs to farm. And Alliance, their lineup, they want to farm. They need 20 or so minutes of farming to make Nico Baby feel happy, to give Mars his initiation tool, and then they're going to look for the fight. So right now, Live to Win are kind of playing into the hand of Alliance, going for these cheap engagements, but cheap engagements that don't lead to an instant tower or something. Like, what is it? I think all towers are alive right now in 13 minutes. Like, no, take the back. One's got denied. Oh well.
Literally
it
1 second
happens,
after.
you know, sometimes Dream just wants to poop on your day, and that's happened, okay?
Yeah, he does. Well, he does. That's what he definitely does. I think Dream has been playing, like, overall, if we think about the entire series as a whole, instead of just thinking about this specific game that is only barely just started. I think Dream's done an overall good job.
Thank you, yeah. I would say okay is kind of it. A couple pickoffs that kind of put a question mark here and there, but, you know, he's done well, the lad. You know, EMA, he's kept up the attitude.
He has. Let's see if that Nico Baby high five has something to do to change the course
In his head.
of Live to Win scary players. So yeah.
He's like, oh my god, I just like high five Nico Baby. Guys, this is the Nico Baby. Dream's like his hands shaking. He's like, it's fine though. His hands are shaking as he presses ultimate, takes the top tier 1 tower for free.
Smack that tower down. And doesn't get the last hit, but it's a tower kill.
His hands are shaking, what can we say?
His hands are shaking. Limp and FNG and Hansken are coming in. 3 heroes towards top. Alone Sven just manages to TP out, so Limp is a bit late for the party, but they're TPing bottom for S4, so as soon as they realize that, MLS will come through. So there's the dust coming in from Immersion, the Ice Blast. Well, so S4. Okay, was that really necessary? And he's already low HP with Ice Blast debuff, and you throw the Laguna Blade in the face. Pod comes through though. And where is Spectre going? Taking down a Sven.
A little bit kind of optimistic from Dream there. He sees the SD in Invis on the bounty rune. He stuns him, takes the rune, and then tries to commit for the kill. Disruption arrow, instant death, so unfortunate for Dream, but great rotation from Alliance.
A good trade-off as well. They gave away the Mars. They get the Sven killed. The biggest pick-off they could possibly find. And for Alliance, they're TPing bottom. FN gets the save with the Yules, but the Ice Blast is a complete miss from Sumeko. Can't really do much to save this Lina anyway. And that will be the end of FN.
Yeah, completely different feeling coming out from Live to Win, where they're not as ruthless as they were. Like, you see Lina pressuring bot by himself, Dream going aggressive by the Ancients by himself. Like Earth Spirit, Phoenix, and AA, they're kind of torn between their cores. Like, right guys, what move are we making? Are we farming right now? Are we pressuring? Like, there isn't that kind of unity that we're seeing. And Alliance, they're really capitalizing on this. The Spectre Horn gets a quick kill, gets back out to farming. Mars is always in the correct position, punish that aggression, Arena, and then back out, you know? So, yeah, Alliance are doing very well to deal with the cheap fight that Live to Win have in their draft, just by utilizing their big defensive spells.
Roll in from Immersion. Will be a quick kill onto Hansken's Shadow Demon. Afterlife gets the kill. I love how AA is holding on to that Ice Blast for as long as possible so that he could maybe get the kill. 5-0-2 on Afterlife's Phoenix. Oh, great start. And yeah, like you talked about Alliance, I feel like their mental fortitude hasn't changed a single bit since the first game of the day. Maybe getting initiated on. Laguna Blade comes out. The egg will be pumped as well. And S4 Yules up into the air. This is a chance to get the Mars kill happening here. As FNG Guardian Angel will come out. Mars is taking a decent amount of damage. The arrow comes in as well. It will connect onto Immersion. And S4 is getting burnt up at Sunray. As meanwhile, Immersion falling down low on HP. And Limp will get a trade to happen. 1-1. A lot of ultis being bursted. And MLS just comes off cooldown. Does Alliance want to do something?
No, they should be happy because Spectre doesn't have Haunt again. And if you look at Mirana's itemization, he did go for the right-click and build the Dragon Lance into instant BKB. So the idea of Alliance's team fight will be, once we enter the fight with our Arena, if the Phoenix goes for Egg, Limp can BKB, leap in, instantly kill that factor off. And then you have Spectre with his Blade Metal Manta coming into play. So for Live to Win, they should probably identify the fact that they have to try and make a team play very shortly. Especially when Dream gets BKB, this is when they need to try and break down the defensive nature of Alliance and force them to start using some of their spells quickly, and that allows you maybe even Roshan.
14 or 1,300 gold short. The recipe is already bought on the courier. He's not taking it off the courier yet. Still hidden because that Ogre Axe might be an indicator for Aghanims. So he doesn't want to reveal that with that recipe. That. Yeah, I mean, because he has been building Ags before BKB a couple times. However, S4 instantly silenced up as he gets the Arena up. Will pin Suneko to the wall and Immersion. Looking for the roll. Nice dodge by S4. The dust comes out. The detection hasn't applied on Alliance, but he's still very alone. Still tanking hits from Limp. And here comes Hansken as well. Spectre has a Haunt available. The chance for Alliance to take a full on-fledged fight is still there. The kick comes out onto FNG. Then Laguna Blade the Dragon Slayer gets the kill. And here comes S4 with the aggressive play. And a Haunt comes out as well from Nico Baby. And the disruption is doing a lot of work. And the egg will come out. And they've already lost 3 heroes. They're going to lose a 4th one here as that egg will never go off. And Sven instantly disengaging from this Alliance. Take down 4.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know what to say about that, mate. I won't lie.
Yeah.
Kind of just like Well, I'm a bit speechless because Live to Win, they're looking for these fights when they don't have the damage right away. Like,
Yeah.
they're about to hit a really big timing. If you look at the Lina, where's that BKB? 300, 400 gold away. You look at the Sven, 500 gold away. So they're actively looking to take a fight into Omni Knight, into Mars, into these really annoying heroes when they are like 400 gold away from BKB on 2 cores. Like, if they just disengage, wait, and then take the fight after, they're suddenly gonna brush off this Spectre Horn. They ignore this Mirana damage, this Mars team fight. Like, they're suddenly gonna be so confident. But they give Alliance this free window to get 4 kills and then go back to farming. And suddenly the Spectre, he's got Manta, he's got Blade Mail, and already 1200 gold to Skadi. Like, yeah, a weird kind of attempt of a fight from Live to Win, and it did leave me a little bit confused, I won't lie.
Bounty.
Alliance Spectre
bottom
also
tower is under
not
attack.
going for the Radiance this game. Instead, Skadi has been changed to a Basher.
Ooh.
Basher is the right option to go for. Blade Mail, and then
Radiant
Basher. What's your take on this? The order of items.
The idea is, they want to go for a fight. They're realizing that, you know, around the 23, 24 minute mark, it could be the big fight. And that's why he goes for a cheaper item, especially.
BB Sven hacking slowly on this Roche, but Alliance have no idea this is happening. They have no vision.
They can't.
They have absolutely no wards on the map right now. They can't see anything.
They are aware of this Roche.
They're aware now, yeah.
But they can't contest it.
Zero wards on the map right now.
It's awkward for sure, but Alliance will happily give this up because they need the Basher on the Spectre to be able to fight into BKBs. They are very much aware that Sven and Lina have their BKBs. So Live to Win are just riding a massive power spike. When God Strength is back up, Live to Win will be so forward in their moves.
They want to fight before.
Yeah, they're going to look for a pickoff maybe on Live to Win.
S4 hiding in the trees.
Oh
and
no, the line's been
FNG
drawn.
in the trees. Hansken is also in the trees. And SD's courier reveals him.
Oh.
The roll comes out short though, so still on the run. The kick right on the money, and there's the dust.
There it
and
is.
now they spot the SD. It took a while. It took a while, but
Look at the Sven though. He's getting... Oh, the arrow.
BKB dodges the arrow. Much damage though.
Oh, well.
IA blast comes through. Mirana's out. They force the 10-second beat off the Sven.
A bit anticlimactic. I really wanted to see Dream die there, I won't lie. I really wanted to see the Mirana have some impact, but...
That bait
I
play,
I joked. Yeah, so pretty good from Live to Win overall. The idea of pressuring, I think the key thing is when you get that Aegis, it's that, maybe I don't need to join my team, and he had to use that BKB, that was his 10 seconds. They are going to delay that window again. I think that's the best thing here from this. S4 was able to identify Dream was by himself, force out the 10-second BKB. It gives another minute that the Aegis has no value, because Sven, when he uses it, he has to go back to farming. But yeah, overall, Alliance will be very happy with this, and Live to Win, they don't mind getting the free pickoff, but they'll be kicking themselves that they weren't able to get the Sven into the fight and then push into that tier 1 into the bot lane.
Yep. Spotted, S4, quick blink in with the spear, ancient apparition of Alpha to Live to Win. I feel like they want to fight this because the A blast connects onto 2. Omni Knight, a prime target saved by Hansken for now. The Hulk comes out as well, and Afterlife is just dying at the hands of Nico Baby. He goes for the egg onto the high ground, and Alliance are surrounding the egg and taking out Afterlife's life. So he is out. 3 heroes gone from Live to Win. Dream. S4 is just gonna dodge your stun. What you gonna do? Aegis has been popped. That's your God Strength down as well, and Sven is completely disarmed. FN, all he can do is throw a stun, but this Sven should die by the looks of it. Arrow backwards, Laguna Blade still thrown out as well. Sven is dead. Disruption onto the Lina. Looking for the full team wipe here with right-click damage, but the BKB prevents S4 from really doing anything else except for just body blocking. So, 4 heroes down from Live to Win, plus the Aegis. They're gonna go for tier 3 because they feel that they are optimal. Their timing is here. No God Strength for another 70 seconds, even if Sven's up.
And this was all a product of that first jump onto the Sven where he had to use BKB, it gave them a small window to go aggressive because Sven wanted to be defensive, waiting for his BKB to come back up. They get that perfect jump, they force out the fight, and then there's that disconnect with Live to Win's lineup. You have the Sven going on one target, the egg elsewhere, Earth Spirit's automatically dead at the start of the fight, so the control from Live to Win, that egg protection, is completely gone. We see the usefulness of Mirana in the draft where he just leaps in, kills the egg very quickly. Yeah, Live to Win just getting kited.
Well, the mid lane, Limp is going to meet up as a haste rune picked up on this Mirana. Chance to go on Afterlife. Preserve and observe for now. Got Anskin also going for a Blink Dagger. Not sure if T, you still there? Yes, you are. Thank God.
Good.
That's good, but I love that you're still here.
Yeah, don't worry. Just a momentary blip.
All good, all good. Mirana's Daedalus is soon going to be ready. Demon Edge, Daedalus. Is this the damage item Mirana was looking for to start really killing people?
Yeah, at this point, she could buy pretty much any of the key damage items and feel pretty happy. She'd go for MKB, she'd go for Daedalus, like... as soon as you have the BKB on the Mirana, that's where, like, her whole game plan is just simplified, right? Like, all she has to do is BKB, find the egg, and that's it. That's her job in the entire draft. And then suddenly, the Mars, the Spec, and everything else comes into play. So, Limp's now kind of in the period of the game where he can start having fun with whatever items he wants.
Bottom. Skin quickly picked off by Alliance. Oh, sorry, by Alliance. Hoskin. Oh my god. Lift away. Getting the pick off on SD, obviously. And one hero down, but that's... I was also wondering, what is SD doing that deep, to be completely honest? Why is he there?
You know, perusing the Radiant side, preparing for the next engagement. Like, you know, when you go to war and you have to send that one guy to see what hill's the better hill to stand on.
Because that's what really caught me off guard. Like, if this was a Radiant SD, I would understand him being picked off this deep, but he's all alone and he's a dire support. So I was like, what? Wait, what? Arcane Rune.
Tower is under attack.
Version 2.8 second cooldown on Rolling Boulder. Gets rid of, no, he doesn't. There we go. Gets rid of the sentry and the BKB popped by Limp. Soneko's dead. Anything goes off of this ancient apparition. The arrow on immersion. And here comes S4. Spear to the wall. And 2. Both supports down. Limp with a double kill. Mirana 705.
And now Alliance, they might be looking towards Roshan and or to pressure this Sven. Sven should just TP out. There we go.
Nico baby, Abyssal Blade stun! And Sven's ain't going anywhere. He ain't going anywhere. Dream's getting tipped as well by Alliance. Trying to make a run for it, but walks into the hands of S4. He's also Soul Call and inside the disruption, and that's the end of him. Nico baby gets the kill on this one.
That's a great.
He's
tip.
also unkilled.
That's like that's a tip, which is like not only are we tipping you because we killed you, but we revealed our Abyssal and it had maximum value. So yeah, I rate that as a top 3 tip of the series so far.
Alpha move. Lina going for Lincolns. Is this to prevent the disruption from going off? There's not that many target abilities on Lions now that you think about it.
The idea is this
Abyssal, Last BKB pop by S4. Frontlining straight towards Soneko, and he actually sees the spear go off, and there we go. Oh, so close to catching that arrow. And well, Emergent, one inside. Disruption. Here comes Afterlife. Egg's been popped up there very slow. Limp BKB popped, and he will just single-handedly destroy this egg. Adelaide lives to win. I've lost 3. Nico baby will take down the 4th as he focuses onto FN. It's Limp who gets the kill in the end. 4 heroes gone with only the Ancient Apparition alive. Alliance. They take these lanes of racks. Well, at least one. They can get it. Still tier 2's up at least in mid and in top, so they can still go for megas. And it's only 28 minutes in. Might just suffice with tower kills and backing away because of those respawn timers. Well, there's it up again.
Yeah, and now that we've actually been able to see around about half an hour of the game, it's really enjoyable to see the effectiveness of this Mirana in the game. Of course, it's kind of easy to say because it is a core Mirana against a core Phoenix, and you literally 100-0 this egg by yourself. So it is one of those rare games where we get to see a Mirana who will always have impact. Unless Limp is like really out of position and unable to connect from the egg, like, he will always be able to take away this big factor, and this was an amazing Phoenix game up until the point where this Mirana was picked.
Yeah.
They need a halberd. Okay, cool. They needed a halberd. I'll just say this Phoenix, if you look at the quick buy, this might be the saving grace for him. If Limp leaps in, get the halberd off, then you egg, you probably should be able to survive and maybe can turn it back around. But
so that is so much money that he still requires, and it's kind of like you need to have it now. Like this is the timing to actually have it, to have a big impact on team fights. If you don't have it, this egg will get destroyed every single time. Are scouting out the Alliance side of the jungle. Nobody there. Roshan showing 2 minutes and 20 seconds. It's already closed up by a quarter, so that's, I could almost say, a full 3-minute Roshan, pretty much.
Finally, a long spawn, am I right? Not even 8 seconds. Ugh.
And Alliance don't get to abuse the fact that Roche would have been up, because they could have potentially just gone in. You can see the couriers in the Roche pit, classic move.
Is under attack.
It's only one though. If you have mud golems, it'd be about 3.
3, yeah. Just to be sure.
The wraparound smoke though from Live to Win. Ooh. Now these are the type of plays that can really get you back into the game. They have to quickly dip their head in. They now have the high ground. They have to vision. No, they don't. Alliance has the vision here.
And a quick blink out. Hansken will completely dismantle this attempt from Live to Win. S4 with a beautiful ulti. There comes Nico Baby as well to join the fray. The Phoenix egg is on the high ground, and here comes Live to try and destroy the egg, and the egg will be destroyed before it goes off. And Live to Win, their last moments are at hand. There we go, the demonic purge onto the Sven. He's being kited up, and he has nothing left to give, and he's down. Nico Baby will die as well to FN, but can this Lina do anything all by herself? S4 is on him, and Hansken gets the kill with all those Shadow Poison stacks on top as well. Hansken, the MVP here, right position for the SD to be in, dismantles that smoke from behind. Alliance looking to stretch out to Game 5.
So these smokes are also illusion against Live to Win. They went for the big play. They tried to get that wraparound. They tried to get that connection, but you can see how easy it is for Alliance to cut out this Sven. I think it was mentioned, oh wow, they're picking Omni into Sven, but think about that kite, right? If you hold the J after the Sven stun, suddenly there's value. The disruption, there's value. The arena, like, there's so many great ways to kite them out here.
That was really jump on S4.
Really good. Yeah, S4 has played really well this game. Always being in the face of the team. Scaled really well and has found the perfect initiations. That was a buyback on FN. Now, you know, a dieback.
100 seconds.
100 seconds out of the game.
Are under attack.
It's a long time without your mids. Participate
as well.
Defense, Saneko, Demonic Purge into Arrow, and that ulti will pop as well, so that's going to be a kill. Limp will pit it off. Hansken, out of mana, gets the chance to roll in. Here comes Sven as well. They will get one support kill, but it's really to no avail for Liv to win. Can't catch Limp. MLS, back to safety. He's got the rest of his team around. Immersion is here. FNG wants to come to help out Mirana, but there's no real threat here.
Yeah, Limp has BKB TP if required, but Saneko now hits a pause. Hopefully we see some reasoning, because I always do love... No, just a pause. Alright, just casual.
Casual pause. Roche has just spawned as well. CE Omni's courier is also flying that way. There's a force staff on Omni's courier too, so even more difficulties for Liv to win ahead. And, what do you feel like their chances of actually winning are probably sitting somewhere around 1 or 1.5% or even less. Liv to win. Not looking too good for them.
Was that a direct quote from Dota Plus, or was that your opinion?
It's just my opinion right now, because Alliance has really held on a firm grip in this game. We saw the net worth being very tight in the early game, but ever since, I just feel like I've seen one team on the field in this map. So you talked about handshaking on Live to Win. Does seem to feel like it a little bit.
Well, like I've said already, it's the idea that Live to Win, their lineup was this beautiful amount of skirmishing damage, the fact they wanted to go make these early plays, but they weren't ever able to make them. They got baited into these early fights that never led them to take towers. All the tier 2s are up for Alliance. Like, Live to Win never had this aggressive hold. The stacking from Alliance, the Spectre always farming up behind that aggression, S4 always parking himself in front. It allowed for them just to utilize the map a lot better. And then you get to the point of this like mid-game portion where the Sven, he's just getting incredibly kited. The SD purge, the GA after the Dispel stun comes into play. You have Arena, and then the disruption as well. There's so many ways, like this triple threat on Alliance, the SD, Omni, and Mars, as long as they all use their spells at different times, this Sven doesn't get to play dirt in the fight. So it is a very interesting kind of triple setup to deal with what is arguably the best carry in the game right now. And it also helps that Spectre v Sven matchup. Spectre
comes out.
Yep.
And Nico Baby taking the aggression here straight onto Dream, following him up as well in between Afterlife and Immersion. Abyssal Blade onto the face of the Sven. And there comes S4. The absolute monster S4 Mars comes into the back line to prevent the escape. At least the egg seems to go.
Finally got off.
Afterlife.
Finally.
And he wanted to use the Icarus dive, but Limp's already thrown in an arrow, so he had extra hits. But the egg went off for pretty much the first time in since forever.
Well, Limp wasn't there, right? That's how amazing Phoenix is in this game. But there's a Mirana. So simple as that.
Yeah. FN is back up. No Haunts, no MLS, no Arena. Have to fight against an Aegis, have to fight against a Cheese.
But no BKB on Sven. They have to fight this for sure. So difficult.
Glyph has been used. There's not going to be another glyph for this base defense. How do Live to Win approach this one? Alliance firmly spreading themselves out. FNG is in a prime position for the Guardian Angel. If Sven goes full ham, that GA, that 6.5 seconds of no damage pretty much. Lina does have that Laguna Blade, and Phoenix also has a lot of magical damage to throw in, but they really need the most out of this. Sven, the main source of damage. Baby blinking in. There we go with the Abyssal Blade. The stun on the Ancient Apparition almost takes down Soneko. Immersion still in the front line, able to roll out from the arena. Nico Baby, 1300 HP, still has LBK. Oh, the Aegis. None of the BKBs will be popped as FN versus F4. And Limp also with a BKB. And Nico Baby just can't find these kills. Guardian Angel is still available. FNG is holding onto it. Like a kid holding onto a toy. Doesn't want to give it away. Doesn't want to use it in a panic situation. Just a firm grip of Alliance. 15k ahead, bottom racks. Well, they've already been taken. It's only down to this mid lane, and God Strength is being... I mean, look at Alliance. They're just waiting out this God Strength pretty much. It's only 50 more seconds, and it's going to be completely out. They have to make the move now. And the Guardian Angel comes through, but Dream's able to find the kill. He's going to get stunned up as well. And LSA comes through as well. Nico Baby dropping very low on HP. He does seem to get that Aegis off in time. He has a cheese as well. So round 2 for Spectre. Gets stunned up. Live to Win still fighting for their lives. Looking for Nico Baby with a Blade Mail. They're almost killing themselves. And Spectre's down. S4 also on the high ground. Arrow comes through, connecting onto Sven. Limp is desperate for this, but hard buyback from Spectre. Sven's going down. Sven is dead, and he has a buyback, but his teammates are too far away from the base. He's not using it yet. Alliance, well, Nico Baby bought back for this. Sven hasn't bought back yet, so a small glimmer of hope here for Live to Win.
Yeah, Live to Win having pretty much the best opportunity to take a fight there, where Alliance going into high ground, unless they've killed off a couple heroes, they don't really have that high ground siege. And then Spectre, he gets initially kind of picked off, he's kind of wasted. Then the egg, we see the value of that once again. So that is a very good hold from Live to Win, but I think at the end of the day, Alliance is still going to be happy. The question is, maybe there's a way back where Live to Win, they can find the Spectre. If they kill him without buyback, suddenly Roshan respawns in 4 or 5 minutes time. And Live to Win can easily be back in this game, but it's on the back of Nico Baby having to die here without buyback available.
BKB, the Abyssal Blade used on Immersion. Nico Baby trying to get out of the high ground. Has that cheese still remaining? Sven's buyback. Ancient Apparition's buyback. Live to Win, your last chance. Arrows going all the way. They're gonna get in the jump. The Spectre's about to die, but he's surviving. The disruption doesn't get the cheese. He does, but he's getting control. Another jump from Sven. He's getting stunned up, but he gets the kill on Nico Baby. And that's a dieback on the Spectre, but Sven is also dying back right here, right now. And Limp's Mirana is making all the difference here between these two. He hasn't been killed a single time this game. 14-0-11. Keeps on rolling. Keeps on balling. This mid Mirana. We thought it was forgotten. We thought it was ancient and horrible. But in the end, Limp is really proving to all the doubters that his Mirana is here to come and stay. Since complexity to Alliance, he's gonna keep that track record. But now with a disruption save, S4 really aggressive. 3-man arena. The egg comes out. Soneko's falling low. Galina's also falling low. S4 does seem to be going down and is dead. The egg goes up as well. Limp is in trouble. BKB will be popped though, and he's trying to get out, but FN just dishing out some crazy, but the GA save from FNG, and FN is forced out as well. Another dive from Afterlife, from Limp is falling down, and Limp is falling. Another save from Hanskin, trying to keep him alive as Emergence right next to him, and Limp has been felled for the first time as Live to Win Force Alliance outside of their base. Hanskin and FNG, the lone survivors, walking out from Live to Win's base. But FNG is not getting out, not at all.
Why'd you have to do Live like that, man? Like, he was playing so well. He was the silent assassin, the unspoken carry of the game. And then you praise him. Indeed. You praise him once.
The karma.
And he dies.
The
like,
karma. Why? Why Limp? Why did I do it? Why did Limp do it? We don't know. But still, that's a lot of money. How much was that actually? For killing Limp Immersion, 881 gold for that like spree coming to an end.
But for the storyline of the game, right, where is it gonna go? All right, this big fight, Live to Win, they get 4 kills or 5 kills, whatever. They do amazingly. The question is, does it actually help them get back into the game? For Alliance, that was a fight with Spectre without the buyback. He then dies, and Alliance was still able to turn that around because of this Mirana. And you have to ask yourself the question, if Spectre and Mirana are now both alive in the next fight, do you think they have what it takes on Live to Win to get through that? Can the egg survive? And the question will be simply Roshan. This will be the game deciding Roshan once again. Another series, another game, sorry, where if Live to Win are able to push out their waves, somehow get to contest this Roshan, then for sure they're easily back in it. But if Alliance get this Aegis for free, then it's so easy for them to run back down the lanes. Live to Win, they have to put a massive focus on getting these waves pushed out and positioning themselves so that they can look towards this Roshan.
2 buybacks are up, one for Phoenix, one for Mirana. Live to Win, they've slowly been crawling back that that was like 15,000 gold, now down to 9k, so a small glimmer of hope still alive. But Alliance smoking up as 5, aggressively coming straight through the map towards Live to Win's base and Immersion. Target to be found first. He has a gem pickup as well, so they will see this MLS, but it's also running out at the same time. Nico baby. Limp also on the hunt. They see Dream. Here comes Hanskin, goes for the disruption. Can maybe force the BKB. Yes, he will. The BKB will come out. Immersion with a roll into the backline. He's all alone. And there's the ice blast coming in. The egg comes out. Beautiful wombo combo! Oh my goodness, the damage, but is it enough? They take it 4 from Alliance, and Nico baby going down as well. Dream, he's still holding his ground, but Dream is falling. The dispersion is almost killing off the Sven. And into the air is Nico baby. LSA, Laguna Blade. What the fuck? Absolutely beautiful from Live to Win. The wombo combo of Dreams hits as the 40-minute mark comes into play.
Oh, Christ. The start of that fight, it was all, for me, it's the initiation.
2 buybacks are well, so they will see this MLS, but it's also running out at the same time. Nico baby. Limp also on the hunt. They see Dream. Here comes Hanskin, goes for the disruption. And maybe force the BKB. Yes, he will. The BKB will come out. Immersion with a roll into the backline. He's all alone. And there's the ice blast coming in. The egg coming out. Beautiful wombo combo! Oh my goodness, the damage, but is it enough? They take it 4 from Alliance, and Nico baby going down as well. Dream, he's still holding his ground, but Dream is falling. The dispersion is almost killing off the Sven. And into the air is Nico baby. LSA, Laguna Blade. What the fuck? Absolutely beautiful. Phoenix is the only one who uses his, and realizing this is the all-in push onto the tier 4 tower. They're going to take down 1, and they might go for the second one. Hanskin will keep Immersion in place and looking for the kill on the Earth Spirit. S4 prevents Soneko from escaping, and both supports from Live to Win falling low and almost dying. 1 down, 2 down, and the rest of the cores, they're TPing back home. They're in trouble with their own base with these catapults pushing in. Live to Win, they give away some heroes. They force Limp's buyback, but they can only get a tier 3 and a tier 4.
That was so anticlimactic, actually. Like, Live to Win just makes the most amazing team fight, and then Earthsprit and AA, like, Earthsprit tries to build this kind of wall in front of his cores who are hitting the towers. He instantly dies. Soneko dies again, but they don't have buybacks. to what became a great moment for Liv to win, having that beautiful team fight. They just
Might just
plowed
cost
their
them the game.
face into tier. Exactly, they just plowed their faces into tier 4s. What is
3
the end of
versus
this
5.
game?
Radiant's middle barracks.
Roshan is also up, but I don't think anybody cares about that right now because Alliance are pushing in as 5. 60 seconds for A. They know he's on a cooldown. Earth Spirit, same thing. 2.5 minutes cooldown. S4 sieging up in front.
Radiant's middle
Managed to take
barracks
down the
has
range
fallen.
racks. This is going to be mega creeps now.
Radiant's middle barracks.
Mega
under
creeps
attack.
inside of Liv to Win's base.
Radiant's
Neither team has a repair kit, so Liv to win right now. They're really wishing they had some type of defensive mechanism here, but they're going to have to rely on the most perfect egg initiation with Lina and Sven being able to cover it.
This is so
Radiant's middle
difficult.
tower has fallen.
Tier 4 towers down. The glyph has been expended. FN, gotta be careful.
Oh, the
S4 looking for it, but the BKB comes out from Neenan with a lesson. Afterlife, he's got the egg down. S4 going for it. Limp is going for it as well. And Nico, they're gonna get evaporate that Phoenix egg right away. And the stun connecting onto Sven. Sven's down. And Lina's falling as well in Alliance. They have stretched into game 5. Lift to win, have to tap out. What a game. What a finish to this. Such a back and forth ending, but Alliance score the W in game 4.
Oh, mate, I'm sorry.
Alliances turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Alliances turn to pick. Radiant team pick.
Quick.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Alliances turn to pick.
10.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Mars.
'Radiant team back.
Night Stealer.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Alliances turn to ban. Radiant team ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Alliances turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Alliances turn to pick.
The sack.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Choose your hero. Prepare for battle.
Thank you, Sheever and the gents. T, are you ready? One more game of Division 2 playoffs and it comes to an end.
The next label play. The next label play.
Something dire, this something dire, this way comes.
Feels like the series where he definitely starts to pop off, so to say, as he's played a good Mirana game. We doubted it. Got the Razor pick coming in. All right, a new one. Does he do
the same
as well in this
smoke,
one as well?
I wasn't really looking, but with the same aggressive smoke. But Alliance, they're postured, they're ready. Look at them.
Yeah,
They're
because
collapsing.
Alliance approached Live to Win last time on their high ground. Now it's the opposite way. Live to Win don't get the initiation out of it. S4 hasn't leveled up anything yet. Doesn't have a chance for the spear to line up on the Lifestealer.
Fake
so.
hype. Oh well.
Fake hype. It's a bit of a hello.
Yeah, alas. Realistically, Live to Win positioning themselves there. Like, where is their damage? Sven's done, Lesh done, Lena's done, and other than that, Lifestealer and Chen, they kind of watch from a distance. So, yeah, good for Live to Win not to try and actually force it out
The
too
battle
much. And,
begins.
oh, hold on.
Able
Seneko.
to steal a bounty. Ooh, nice body blocking there. That's going to be 3-1 bounties by the looks of it, if they get that river bounty in top. And before we start talking about heroes, a lane swap is happening. Lifestealer's going top. Sven is coming bottom. And Nico Baby is in bottom. So Alliance are going back to the aggro tri-lane to punish Live to Win safe lane.
Yeah, I love the fact that like this is why best of 5 is so like beautiful to watch, because over the series you see this kind of like internal development, like the draft changes, the playstyle, the bounty rune contest, and you see here they put this Lifestealer top in that 1v1. They expect the aggressive tri-lane, and yeah. I think that they mentioned on the panel the idea of there's an interview about the Razor has to lane into the Lifestealer. But for this, when you have a troll, the troll can also lane into Lifestealer and be aggressive if there's a tri-lane present.
And now the swap teleports come in.
But this is where, again, Live to Win, they have the advantage here because they can utilize this Chen TP to bring the Lifestealer down bottom if they want, once maybe a support shows top as well.
They can.
Yes.
Lifestealer decided to teleport to top there when he was sitting in the mid area, but now
there it is.
It's teleporting him, and there we go. So,
Lane shenanigans.
pull down.
Bless.
Happen. What I wanted to talk about right away at the start with these shenanigans going on was Limp opting to go for Boots of Speed instantly, and I love it because it allows him to hold that static link. Leches are really
okay,
fast.
on the courier. No, wait, what? Did it? He's only got...
No, he's buying it. He hasn't got it right.
Oh, sorry, I see. Okay, it's in his quick buy. Okay,
Yeah,
I was like,
quick buy.
are we seeing different things here, Chief? Okay, no. Yeah, the idea is he wants to be able to lane, and then, of course, Raze is all about move speed. It's all about getting that static link and being able to nab that damage, so for sure. Very, very good item for him to go for. But for me, the idea is...
the Razor.
I think first we need to look towards the Lifestealer and think about he is the one in the matchup which is hard countered by the Lifestealer. Last time we saw a Lifestealer game v Razor, the one time in this tournament, it was against Na'Vi. The Lifestealer...
Denied.
from the static link, but then also the Nullify gave him that kill potential to deal with the likes of the Razor's items. So I think, again, this will be the perfect item build for him against an Omni Knight, against a Razor. He needs move speed, he needs a Nullifier. Just go all out aggressive.
Listen, this is also the game that really matters here. I like the idea of bringing in new heroes for Game5. We saw that yesterday, where I actually talked with Excess Vampire after their series, and they were just like, we had been playing a long day, and we just felt like playing something fun. We wanted to have fun, and they went for Techies last game, so that was a bit of a different approach. This is a Grand Finals game, but still a Game 5, and unique heroes popping up.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a we want to win the tournament mentality, but for showmanship, go for it.
Yeah, indeed. There we go. Lip gets the static link onto the Lesh. Damage for himself. Has a big advantage now with the Boots of Speed, since Lesh doesn't have the same.
The other thing as well is we don't really have a lot of like kind of data on the whole idea of Lifestealer v Razor, right? Especially in this patch. But the idea of what Razor wants to do in the game, he can't really leave his tower undefended because, again, to reference the Na'Vi game, they had a Death Rocket. The Death Rocket just instantly took the tower, controlled the tempo, and we never got to see the perfect moment where Razor was truly taking away the life steal from the game. And that's where I think this Leshrac pick, it kind of fills the same role, where if the Razor ever leaves lane to go jungle, for example, suddenly your tower's fallen. If the Razor overcommits onto lifesteal early on, this big magic damage, it can cover him. And the new age lifesteal as well with this infest, that additional move speed when you jump inside someone, if you're getting inside a Leshrac and this Razor's overcommitted, oversteps his mark, he's easily going to die to what Leshrac provides. So again, I don't think it's as simple as Razor beats lifestealer, because the team around the lifestealer can complement him heavily in removing what Razor normally does or used to back in the day.
Differences. I think if we look at this top lane, Nico Baby has been getting a lot of punishment here from Lina and Sven, but still doing great in CS. Right now, 2 stuns come out onto Nico, and he's gonna turn Immersions in a very awkward spot because his own creep wave is body blocking him from the only boss's position. He wanted to pathfind himself closer to the tower. Lucky there, he's got a lot of 1-stacks.
It'll be really interesting to see at the end of this game, like for Alliance, they reacted so quickly to the Sven pick with their troll, a tried and tested carry against Sven, a very good counter to what the core Sven provides. But then with Live to Win with their track history of Sven, flexing it down to the offlane role, it'll be interesting if Alliance actually have the momentum to punish the type of lineup, the flex that Live to Win presented in their draft, because it could also be a big shortcoming, right? The early timings, the itemization from lifesteal as well. I've mentioned the Manta, the move speed, and then the nullifier for aggression. He could also go tank up. He could go for the armlet. He could go for ACE Halberd. He could play for the fact that Troll can never play Dota. And then sure, he might lose his damage, but then it's still the Leshrac show. And then eventually Sven scales into the game. So, yeah, lifestealer has 2 options to itemize this game, but for me, it's all about FN on this Leshrac. Can he shut down the early pressure that a Razor kind of wants to bring to the game?
Yeah, we've seen some aggressive Leshrac throughout this tournament, but Hanskin and Limp feel otherwise, and the first blood will be picked up by Limp on the Razor with the help of Hanskin's Rubik.
Yeah, and this is what Alliance need to do. They need to take away the key hero in Live to Win's draft, and especially with the catapult wave, it is going to start applying some pressure.
About taking away safe space. Lesh is now feeling very vulnerable against these 2 heroes. They get that first kill, maybe looking towards even more. Razor's hit level 6, almost level 7, and Lesh still at 5. Will get 6 and the next creep wave. Troll's also opting to go for that early Morbid Mask for a bit of extra lifesteal, able to jungle out as well. Very important for the Troll Warlord to keep up that farming pace. As Afterlife stuns out, the LSA stun as well on top of Nico Baby, half HP. Miss chances applied on both of these heroes, but they still have a lot of abilities. FN is taken down by Limp again. And Hanskin's just bullying this guy to death. Limp gets another one.
But look at the vision that Alliance have amid. They've identified that Leshrac's the key figure. Double observer setup. There's no, like, the Rubik can't get seen. Because they have the wards first, if Live to Win do try and react and get their own vision out, it most likely will be seen. So yeah, just great play from Limp and Hanskin, but just punishing the aggression that they want to provide.
Indeed, the mid lane goggles have been placed.
Yes, for sure.
An eye open on that. However, CS department, well, like the start of our series here, as Alliance closing up on a triple CS lead for themselves. Lesh and Sven are behind. Dying twice is a good start for Alliance here.
Yeah, Limp actually, I think more importantly, you asked me the question earlier, but we didn't get around to answering it. What items will Razor want to buy? And as you see from his quick fight, he's going for a blade mail. Like, he's realized, like, well, the only way he dies is Leshrac on top of him. So if he gets the blade mail, he can become this, like, tanky unit, and suddenly Lifestealer can't kill him because of the static link. Leshrac can't kill him because of the blade mail threat. So soon, Limp could easily become this unkillable hero. You pair it with the Omni Knight as well. This is going to be soon a raid boss. leaving the lane phase.
Limp and Huntskin are not feeling afraid at all. That ward has spotted Afterlife and Immersion moving in as Limp is taking the battle straight to the Leshrac. Here comes S4, beautiful spear. And FN is killed for the third time in 8 minutes. Limp chasing for more. Suneko not gonna be lucky. And that is a killing spree. A start for a spree for this Razor on Limp.
Oh, and he gets the jelly. Oh, Limp is having an absolute field day in mid. Oh, and that's a strong tip. He doesn't tip. You know what? He doesn't tip the kill. He waits to get the jelly, consumes the jelly, and goes, my farm is on point. You're dead 3 times. Then he hits the tip. So, to me, that was like top 5 series tip. Like, it's not like a premium tip like we've seen earlier, but like it's up there. Like, their Alliance are improving. Yeah, for sure. They are improving their tips for sure of the series.
It's so important. Like, we're thinking about all these things because they're really crucial parts of what these players are feeling.
No, they're not.
What's their mental?
We're chatting so much shit right now.
Yeah, we do exactly, man.
Players, all right. Okay, if this was like a couple years ago, right, I'd respect that. But right now, today, modern day, players are so well. You know, they're used to the tips. They're used to seeing it. You know, they can't mute it. They had to learn, adapt, overcome. So yeah, they brushed off quite quickly.
It's a mechanic, though, right? It doesn't really apply mental damage in the same way I might have thought it might have done a few years ago, but we're already used to it. However, 4 kills for Alliance, 0 for Live to win. Lifestealer leading net worth for now, but for how long? When are they going to start pressuring this Lifestealer? Do they pressure this Lifestealer at all? It feels like Dream has been having a lot of free time in all of the early games.
Well, the pressure comes from when the team fights start developing from the side of Alliance. When the arena comes in, the raid is able to connect that static link onto the Lifestealer, then you can mitigate him. But until then, it's kind of hard. Like, I'd like to see, maybe let's rotate him down. He waits for the rune. I'd like to see the Razor push out his mid wave, apply some pressure to the safe lane, and start forcing the Lifestealer and Leshrac to the same part of the map, into that jungle area.
Yeah. Being bullied in mid, can't go for the action rune. Sven picks up the invis, but only takes it to the jungle. I was looking at the stacking situation, and there's not really that many stacks on Alliance's side because of the change in their carry hero pools. We have a double stack on the triangle, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's the key identifier, right? You have Nick, he's playing the troll. He's not buying a Battle Fury because he knows he just needs to be able to fight. Gets the Yasha, most likely Basher after that BKB to finish it up. And that's when they're going to look to hit their big timing, maybe get that Aegis. And Aegis will be that cushioning factor where they can try and at least get their first racks. But for now, yeah, I love the fact we're not seeing a Battle Fury and troll. And that's, like you mentioned, they're not going for the stacks because they're scared that potentially the off lane event could come in and invade.
And Mars is coming in to contest this push from FN, Nico baby. And FNG walk into the hands of FN. He walks out of the arena though, so a bit off target by S4. Lesh will live. However, in mid, there's another battle almost brewing off here as Limp actually gets to walk out with the penitent still on him. They get to hold their tier 1 tower. 240 HP though, so Alliance might just make another move on this mid tier tower.
Yeah, FN's very lucky in the top lane not to get a 4th death to his name. The rotations he's making, he's really trying to force it, but it's so hard. Now they automatically smoke up. There's no arena available for Alliance, one of the key spells for the early defense, and now that's they are going to look for a fight. They have a lot of explosive damage now. You know, the stun, like they have triple stun, right? Like, whoever they find, they're going to get comboed down. Oh, well.
They're going to have to go in right away. And the vision comes out, but the spear is going to be enough for S4 by the time they cross the high ground. Let's just on the top side. FN's too late for this.
Bit late, yeah.
Limp and S4 will be fine.
Money to burn.
This again, the decision making, I feel like, Live to win, realizing they're still smoked, but they're on the low ground, sitting still, and crossing the high ground took a bit too long. And by the time it broke, Mars is like, they're still crossing. He gets the spear off. He halts the Sven approach completely.
Yeah, they really needed to find. Like, they had to be all 3 ready, stun, burst, and get out. But, of course, when they only had 2 stuns and S4 great reactions to instantly get their spear off as well, it completely prevented Live to win to have a little bit of confidence there. But now the reaction is smooth.
Yeah, and also they get the tower, and they might even get to defend this mid tower. The glyph comes out, Immersion used his TP. Sven, Lifestealer, Chen, nobody coming in yet. Alliance holding back, and look at the patience. Look at the patience in the river. Hanskin, S4, FNG. No blink on the Mars. They find a catch. They will find the tower first, undefended by Live to win. Still moving deeper. The centers are available as well. Immersion, he's about it. But he might just get caught here. There we go. The arena comes out. The spear connection onto Lina as well. And FNG and Limp Limp will be there. But Lina still surviving. LSA stun onto S4. Hadouken comes out with the stun from the Stormhammer. But Alliance are not losing any heroes, and neither is the Lina killed. And that is another arena for no kills for Alliance. FN gets to clear out the Chen army.
Lift to win. They kind of showcasing there one of the weaknesses in their draft with the lack of easy stun that they have. They mentioned it on the panel, the idea of Live to win. They have, Sven stun. They have LSA, sorry, and then they also have Spit Earth. But all three of these stuns are not easy to hit. They're not clean. Of course, Sven stun technically is, but it's the idea that for Alliance, when they make a rotation or an engagement that doesn't go too well, they can easily just run away, right? Like, there's not this big team fight spell that's going to lock them into the engagement and punish any over-aggression. And on top of that, you have this Omni Knight factor. Like, it even amplifies his impact. Before Sven has level 15, no one, like Razor or Troll, there's no way these guys are going to get locked down for too long.
And the FN's got that Yule's ready, and because Lesh has opted to go for Yule's, Lina's going for Aether Lens. So we get that support hero with extra cast range for the stun, and Lesh already has one way to set up. But as said, those setups ain't very easy, and especially if Alliance start to approach BKB timers, which is very potential for their heroes, get a whole lot more complicated. Alliance going full aggression in top, securing the tier 1 tower for themselves by the looks of it. They're still here as 4. The only one who isn't here is Troll, and Troll is farming those double stacks. Aired out the Ancients. Time of his life, just farming out while the rest of his team is making space.
Yeah, Alliance just identified the fact that this Leshrac is in recovery mode. Dream might look for an engagement here with some maybe open wounds play to force out TPs, but again, it's such a reach, right? When the start of your team fight is described as Lifestealer runs in with open wounds, it sounds pretty naff. So yeah, Live to win, they're struggling right now with actually how to deal with the pressure that Alliance can apply. First static link onto Lifestealer again.
Be pretty careful here. The slow comes out this time. A beautiful connection. S4. He missed twice, but he will not miss a third time. Meanwhile, on top, Olymp is being chased up by Dream. Open wounds has been used, and you can't get to this Razor. He's got his ulti on. He's got 92 static link damage. What you gonna do about him? Just wonder.
As FN died bottom, the Razor just linked up the Lifestealer, and then Lifestealer's like, I forgot that. I do literally nothing to you, Razor. Forgive me, sir. The rune is yours, and he just kind of ran away.
And they also have, well, if I look correct, yeah, they have, the Razor has 1 movement speed less than the Lifestealer.
Can we get a buff? 7.28. We need to buff this, please. It's actually broken. Thanks.
Well, closing off on the BKB, pulled away from the hammer, close to recipe.
We didn't factor in the phase boots from the Lifestealer. It's actually broken. The phase boots.
Actually broken, yeah. But that's also Razor opting to go for power treads.
Exactly. He's looking to be tanky. He's looking to be in the fight, exist for as long as possible. Make sure that static link has full effect. You see that with the Blade Mill for the Leshrac, the BKB as well to deal with the early magic damage.
Yeah.
Limp's job, like in that previous game, he was the Mirana for the egg. In this game, he is the Razor for the Lifestealer. He's a hard countering, like, core component of Live to Win's lineup.
But in that case, shouldn't you still kind of go for face boots on Razor for the static link?
It's too
is it too big? Yeah.
No, because like, the idea is
too big of a difference. Yeah.
Yes, it's a massive difference in the idea of treads. You're tankier from the magic damage. You have more HP. Also, you can technically farm more efficiently with the whole tread switching. And then phase boost, there's a lot of physical damage. Right now, he's not dying to that. He's dying to the magic damage. And that's why he went.
Oh, it's getting in trouble. Look at the damage. Instantly broken. And also Immersion. Pinned onto the wall. Limp will show up. The LSA stun from Immersion. Dream is coming in as well. Afterlife is looking for an opportunity to throw in a stun. 3 more seconds. They've taken down the Rubik. They are able to secure Immersion, and that is a rough spot for S4 because he can throw his ulti, and then it's kind of a then what moment.
And Alliance are just kind of buying their time, right? Like Nika Baby, he's not really been in the game. He has SMY. He's got 9.5k net worth. When he has Basher, he'll probably look to be really active. And I think we just are keeping there in that engagement. I did. Oh, Azlina will fall. You saw how Lifestealer, when he activates Phase Boots with the Warcry from the Sven, he can easily disconnect from the Razor. And Razor, once she gets to BKB, that's when you'll be able to get away from those stuns and try and keep on top of it. But Lifestealer, he will move very quickly in these fights. And if he can quickly break that static link, suddenly you don't have that hard counter in play. We might see Liverpool to take a fight, but Alliance, they're straight into Roshan, pummeling it down. Lift to Win just not
They're also
quite
gonna
ready.
get it.
Yeah, they're just not ready to take an engagement. Five-Stiller, he needs like haste, +1 item. This supports, sorry, offlane Sven. Wow, he has a vessel that's like he's not providing the damage. And Leshrac, such a horrendous start to the game, dying 4 times now. He needs something. He's going for a Kaya Sanj. I never thought I'd say that whilst casting a game before, but
yeah,
he's just trying to buy some type of cheap item to survive, because Live to Win, if they continue like they are, dodging every fight, then eventually they're going to get just out-farmed on the map, and they're going to miss their key timing.
I also like I mean, this is kind of a moment where you like and dislike. So we're talking about the vessel on Sven. I like it because it's a long-term solution for like the later parts of the game where that vessel really kicks in. But like you said, right now it doesn't really provide damage, and well, Sven's damage output at the early game is not exactly the best anyway.
It's
so
not even the damage component, it's the idea of what you're bringing to the fight. And when you're against an Omni Knight, the Razor Soon BKB, Troll has Aegis, like this vessel is so easily removed on the side of Alliance, and even like with the Battle Trance you can remove it as well. Like it just feels like not too optimal, especially when we spoke about how amazing Glimmer Cape is. Like this offlane Sven, imagine he went for his build in first offlane Sven, like a Glimmer 4-staff type play, get additional disconnects into your draft, some more kite. It sounds really clowny because I'm talking about a Sven here, but I feel like this vessel might just feel like a weird item. But also positives from it, you can prevent the Mars from blinking into the engagement. You might be able to bait out a Heavenly Grace. If you vessel the target and suddenly Omni's wasting that spell, you know, it could open up some cool plays. But
quick CP's out. Sven is taking a very dangerous detour, but it pays off for him. He takes the different side Alliance is approaching from, so Sven gets to cross the entire map to safety, and oh, look at that. I might have stumbled upon a bounty rune, which is completely uncontested. There's a Hunscan TPing away with that Riverside bounty, and 3 go in the hands of Alliance, and a DD rune for Nico, baby. So Aegis, DD, Basher. Scary things ahead for Live to Win if they get caught here, and they're heading straight towards Soneko, Immersion, and Dream. Coming from the low ground, 540 movement speed, and approaches straight into the hands of Soneko. That's going to be a quick kill. S4 as well, and Live to Win supports. Taken down one by one, both of them falling here. Afterlife gets to push that bottom tier 1 power down at least, but Alliance, they can find tier 2 tower mid. Something. Not completely empty-handed.
And Alliance, they could easily pressure the high ground here. They have the Aegis, they have the Basher on Nico Baby, BKB on Limp. They've got nothing to be afraid of. Lifestealer is just about to complete the AC. Leshrac has not, Live to Win just aren't tanky right now. They don't do any damage, and they don't have any ability to even take a team fight. They're actually in such a dire position. And I like to identify this. They're just ignoring Live to Win. They just don't care what they're throwing at them.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Sven has a blink available, but what do you do? What do you do with it? AC is completed.
The best way to fight it,
right next to this.
Like they need to kite out this troll. They need the troll to ultimate and then drag him deep into tier 4s and hope that it's bad positioning.
Have the infested creep at least, so the Lifestealer manages to walk out. He's lost 52 of his damage. The Alpha Wolf is also dead, so that's also a portion of damage gone limp. Trying to bait out some kind of reaction from Live to Win there. LSA stun misses again. The melee racks are already down, and Nico Baby's having the time of his life right now. He doesn't care. He doesn't give 2 damns about what Live to Win is going to do right now, and he's just bashing up this Lifestealer, slowly chipping him down as well, but doesn't quite get the kill to go through. Nico Baby still hitting that range racks, and in a moment it will fall as well. Mid-rack's gone. Alliance secure the first lane. Maybe even onto more, because they are feeling it. 1 minute for the Aegis to expire. A second smoke from Live to Win instantly pops Immersion on Soneko, so they don't have any kind of advantage to surprise them right now. They're trying to find an opening. They're trying to find an entry. They're going to go and limp on the sidelines, and FNG's there. S4, he's reading the moves as well, and FN is falling. Leshrac is down with a buyback coming in instantly. And Nico Baby, those arena hits while they're soaking up all of the right clicks from Immersion right now. Nico Baby going deep and going straight onto the hands of this Lifestealer. Dream in trouble. Dream is falling down as well, and he will fall. And Nico Baby will look for FN as well. FN dead dieback on this Leshrac, and Alliance GG. 22 minutes. Just like that, Live to Win. Their spine cracks, and Alliance will win Division 2. What an ending.
a great story for Alliance, especially after the Division 1 performance. Like, the idea is like, for sure. But like for me, it's the fact that Alliance, they had a really troubled Division 1 stage. They get dropped down to Division 2. Of course, they're playing up against these weaker teams, but they do show that they